McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, sir.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Well, good afternoon, beautiful people. It is Friday, November 6th on this Sirius XM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio Station. Shout out to Shine for having a great show there, leading into a great weekend I'm sure he's going to have. Welcome to the Pat McAfee Show here. Last night was a massive night. Aaron Rodgers, once again, instilled his dominance on the NFL with what he performed with 6 incompletions, 25 of 31, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns. Woo! The Green Bay Packers, Davante Adams and the boys absolutely slaughtered a junior varsity-like football team in the San Francisco 49ers, who I don't think I knew anybody on their team last night. They have been riddled with injuries, but you thought there was a chance that Kyle Shanahan's offense, which is so damn good in the run game, could take advantage or maybe make it a close game against a Green Bay Packers defense that hasn't been able to stop the run. Not the case at all. Packers came out and just were dominant. Aaron Rodgers was throwing balls like the British folks throw darts in those dart tournaments. Just absolute pinpoint accuracy. Triple 20, triple 20. Oh! Triple 20. That's what it looked like last night. It was next level type shit out of Aaron Rodgers. And I think last night I was so captivated by because of the pinpoint throw. I mean, it was just that 4th and whatever to Davante Adams, the guy on him where he hit him right in the hands, and his face was even like a lot of people were tweeting like, oh, he was so surprised that Davante caught it. Like, yeah, definitely surprised Davante caught that. But I think there was a chance he was looking at it like that, like, God damn, I put that thing right where it had to be. And he had a bunch of those last night, just right in the bucket. Go route to Davante a little bit, right in the bucket. It was just, and I started breaking it down. I'm like, why do you think this guy's so fucking accurate? Aside from like the amount of reps and work that has had to go into it and the brain thing, he flicks the ball. I think his spin rate might be faster than anybody else in the NFL. It really is like he's throwing darts to people, and that's why the triple 20 reference to the old foreign dart folks over there in the was it Europe, I guess?
Oh yeah.
It is the most electric event I think I've never been to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whenever the drunks over there, because they're all sitting at like a pub table and they're all housing beers up there. And then up on a stage, you got these dart people and it's all zoomed in. And whenever one of them, who's always sweaty and super pale, really gets going, you know, and they have like a polo on.
Yep.
The first 3 triple 20s they hit, the crowd like is like, oh, he's heating up. It's like an NBA Jam thing, like, oh, he's heating up. And then the next one, whenever he hits it, they're like, go! Whoa. He's on fire, and he hits another one. Oh, and the other person has to throw in between that. You know, like another person has to alternate with that person that the crowd is obviously pulling for in the moment because he is playing unconscious. That was Nick Mullins last night. So Nick Mullins was the other quarterback, the other dart player that had to go out there. And by the way, I didn't think he looked that bad. They had a couple of big plays they popped. I mean, it wasn't an explosive offense by any means, and you could tell why Nick Mullins wasn't the starter. But I mean, I think the Niners are potentially in some trouble. Like, are they going to have to bring in another quarterback? Aside from their injuries and everything like that, are they going to have to bring in another quarterback? Is Kyle Shanahan's offense too dependent upon having George Kittle potentially be on the field or other weapons? Or is the question they have $80 million in salary cap on the IR right now, and it's not a fair criticism? I think all those things could be true. Not 100% sure which one I believe, but I do know that the Green Bay Packers are all the way back, and Aaron Rodgers has climbed up to the top of the throne for the MVP race yet again after a flawless Thursday night in Santa Clara. By the way, they all had masks on the sideline. Very nice masks. I'm happy that they were taking care of each other. And if you look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers from the first 8 games in 2011 when he won the MVP, as you can see here, 24 24 3 TDs.
Great ratio.
What the hell does that mean?
Touchdown, 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
See, that's a bad way to set that one up, right? Shouldn't he said 24 TD, 3 interception? You know what I mean? Anyways, in 2011, he won the MVP. 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions through 8 games. 119 first downs, 84 QBR, okay? In 2014, when he won the MVP through 8 games, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 113 first downs, 73.4 QBR. He must have had a great late push in that season. In 2020, he has 24 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Remember, Russell Wilson threw 3 interceptions in 1 game. 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions through 8 games, 120 first downs, 87 QBR, and they're obviously hot as hell. He's playing better football than he played whenever he was winning MVPs. He's playing better football now than when he almost seemingly ever has, and we also have to remember that this was the first year that the Green Bay Packers thought that they should draft the future at quarterback. I see that as no coincidence. This guy is maybe my favorite revenge guy, chip on his shoulder guy, because I am a big chip on the shoulder guy. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to continue this run. And if you listen to any of Gumpy's nukes yesterday, Aaron Rodgers coming off a loss, he's basically undefeated forever. Whatever happens during a loss, whether it's all the outside critics that decide to jump on him for being bad because he rarely loses, or if he has a bad game, which rarely happens, people jump on him. And I think he eats that all up. You know, like I think he eats that all up, and he's like, okay, yeah, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. Like I honestly believe that. So the losses we have to remember going forward, as Green Bay Packers fans in here, because of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, the losses going forward, we have to remember, like, oh, this is no big deal. This is just like refueling the gas tank. You know what I mean? Like sometimes maybe things are going too well, and it's not Aaron. I assume the whole team obviously get a little complacent, but then something bad happens, and Aaron's like, oh yeah, I forgot about all these people I hate that think I'm not good at football. Let me go out here and dominate. Last night was awesome. We have an incredible marquee of NFL games this Sunday. We'll break down and talk about all goddamn day. There's some college football to be talked about. There's some more COVID situations popping off. And there's no, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons shut down their facility today out of an abundance of caution after having 1 confirmed positive case in their building here. They will do everything virtually. That's the first NFL team that's done that since like maybe the first couple weeks of the NFL season. Most teams, if they have 1 positive or something like that, they just kind of quarantine them and keep them away. The Atlanta Falcons said, we're going to shut down the facility. I'm intrigued by that. Is that because of city ordinance? Is that because the NFL, or is that because the Atlanta Falcons thought that was the right move? And will the NFL go back to doing that? Because that's an interesting step in the a different direction in the way they were going. Because if you look just days ago, the Colts had a positive. They kept people out, went through their entire business. Every other team basically that's had anything, they've kept their players that had it out, and everybody else just went about their business. I mean, it just happened with the Green Bay Packers. A.J. Dillon played an entire game after having a confirmed positive. They keep him and Jamal Williams out. They go about their business. It's the San Francisco 49ers. They keep their people out. They go about their business. Now Atlanta has 1. They shut everything down. It's like, was that because it's been failing everywhere else? Is that something that we don't know about? Or is that just the Atlanta Falcons doing their own thing? That's something we will keep an eye on today. And also, we want your phone calls today to tell us your favorite sports thing of the week. Obviously, I know this week is going to be one that there's a lot of memories coming out of it. A lot of conversation pieces and things like that. We want your favorite sports thing that happened this week on this Feel Good Friday. Speaking of Feel Good Friday, there's one member in this particular room. Feel Good Friday started with him donating to people. At Tone Diggs, very good man.
Nice guy. I donated my book bag and some credit cards and some checks and my computer
Very nice.
to a local human being of the community.
Yeah, that's very
Nice.
Hey,
Tony.
very good. Hey, way to go, Tone.
Good job, Tony.
Shout out me.
Yeah, shout out Tone being a super good citizen. Just
Oh, probably my identity as well. Probably donated that too.
Oh, nice. Social security number.
Yeah, Tone's method of delivery in donation was actually just leaving his entire car doors open all night.
Nice.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, listen, community, if you need something, just come on in, take everything I got. Ain't
Well,
that
for
right?
my insurance claim purposes, they were locked. So
Oh, yeah, you're 100% right.
Oh,
Doors
shit.
were shut, locked completely. The person actually came in with one of those things that the cops use and actually did it. He donated last night to a professional car robber.
Right.
Yeah, it came through, didn't even leave a dent or anything.
Very charitable.
What they did, was there even a hint of maybe you were donating it?
They were sweethearts because they left my insurance card in there.
Very nice of them.
In case I need that.
Yeah.
They left my sunglasses.
Oh, shit.
Dark outside, didn't need them.
The wedding I was just at,
By the way, you would have got a full refund.
would have got a full
from
refund
Shady
on
Rays.
those.
They would have replaced them.
Yeah, they
Wedding
would've-
I was just at, I got a nice customized rocks glass with my initials on. They left that.
Oh, see, that's nice.
Personalized
They were
shit.
considerate. They were
Good people.
considerate. You know, except for the stuff that's going to ruin my life. They
So
were
you-
considerate.
So you wake up this morning, you open the car door.
Head out to my car to get the computer to check some lines and stuff before coming in here.
Yeah. And you had to, did they shut your door back? Did they close it again?
Yeah.
Leave a note.
They didn't want the light to be on and burn your batteries.
The battery didn't die.
Exactly.
And then, you know, there was
jump
just stuff all over the place. So I was like, that's weird. And then I realized
You lost it all.
Was it Dirty Mike and the boys?
I don't know. There was no jizz.
Thanks for the F shot.
There was no jizz in the back that I could tell. from.
Reindeer lips?
Man, that's tough. I guess you got to watch your shit these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I growing up, I don't think anything that we had was ever locked, ever. Like, I don't even know if anything ever. Like, I think everything was like, hey, if you want to, just go ahead and take it.
Didn't even lock the front door.
Yeah, like, hey, if you want it, go ahead and take it. Like, that was
right in.
very much how we were. And then I think a lot of people were like that. And then it kind of slowly transformed into a like, hey, lock all your shit type operation. And now I'm like a super triple.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hit that thing like 10 times and I don't even know why. And I'll get in the car some days and I'll think like, if somebody had stole this car, would I have minded? And I'm like, no. So I don't even know why. It's just like a very different philosophy now. That's like when I told you this morning, I'm like, man, I probably just locked my truck while I was talking to you like 5 times. I'll just hit it and I'll even hear the beep. I'm like, fucking stop, it's locked. Yeah. And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh, beep. I'm like, yeah, I literally just heard that. I put my thing in there. Diggs, the fact that you were able to just leave is, to me, pretty impressive that you have just like the mental freedom of that, because I am like trapped by hoping that that thing is locked down.
Well, the best part was that it's the first time that I've left my book bag in my car in the last probably 6 months.
That'll happen.
Hey, they were probably scouting you though.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen like the, I forget what it is. There was this show where this ex thief who used to rob houses.
Ocean's 11.
Nah, it's a good movie, but no. The Ocean's 12 also, 13, 14, 17. Yeah, they're all great. All of them are great. All of them are great. But there was this show that I watched where this guy, he got busted he was a armed robber, or not an armed robber. He was like when you burglarize somebody's house, whatever that is.
Just burglar.
Burglar. He was a very good burglar. And it was a show, I forget what it was. They broke maybe on TLC or something. It was back whenever I was on a big trash TV kick, like I was just watching.
Oh, flip it or burglar it.
No, that was not it. That's HGTV. I know what you're talking about. This one, basically, this guy, they would show, like somebody's significant other would volunteer their house to potentially be on the show without telling like the husband or something, or the wife who doesn't lock the door or something like that. So they would offer up the house to be like, hey, if you think you can burglarize our house, like you can do it or whatever. And then they filmed the whole thing, and people had like a week to do it. And even the people that set up the show like called in and offered their houses to be up. Like after 3 days, they would forget that there's like cameras, like tiny little cameras in the corner, and they were told to do their locking however they would normally do it, and like it would always do it. And the amount of planning that goes into what these motherfuckers do, they will scout your ass for like a month straight to get your habits, like when you're going to be there, when you're not going to be there. And then whenever they hit, it is like a strategy all out of time. This guy would just like break people's windows. Alarms would go off, and he was like, doesn't matter. I'm going to be in here for 90 seconds. And he goes in there. He just flips all the drawers, and he's just like, and then he's out. And then the family comes home or whatever, and the parents are like panicking or whatever. And he's just like sitting there with like a van, like at the edge of the driveway. Like, I gotcha, basically, if I wanted to. And it's an entire thing. That was my first real baptism into the sophistication level. Like Ocean's 11, obviously a movie. You don't understand it. But like even like the people that robbed your house, or your car, they probably got like 10 cars last night.
Yeah.
Will never get caught. See you later. They're gone.
The
which is
chat
wild.
saying that show is called It Takes a Thief.
Yeah, It Takes a Thief. Yeah, it was a great show.
Sounds awesome.
It was really, really cool. These motherfuckers were good too. Like the things they would couple episodes they would act like they were a moving company or something, so neighbors, and they would park the truck like literally right in front, and while they were just running things out of the front door in the middle of the daylight, the neighbors were like, oh, I didn't know they were moving. It's like, yeah, have a good day or whatever. It was alarming, actually, but I learned a lot. And Diggs, I wish you would have just maybe watched that show for a little bit.
There was an HVAC company parked across the street yesterday morning.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you remember, man, Home Alone.
It's a long con.
Home Alone, man. What were they? They were cops the first night.
Yeah.
Then they had a van, and if you remember back to Inside Man, that was like perfectly planned painting or something. Was the van that they were in that they were hiding? Yeah. Hey, you got by somebody, but they were smart, I assume. Yeah. And they knew that was the first time your backpack was there. That's why they were like, normally it's just a stupid sunglasses and insurance card. We don't want this.
Could have had that months ago.
Hey, hope you get it all back.
Here you go, Tony.
Good luck, Tony.
Well, yeah.
Way to donate.
It's pretty fitting, you know. Get all the debt paid off. Thanks to you, and then someone steals your identity and just builds it right back up.
That's America, baby.
It's all gonna be fine.
You're all right, Tony.
Good luck, Tony.
You got it, Tony.
Go
get it, Tony. Congratulations, Tony. New beginning.
Hey, you will get out of debt again.
Yes.
You will get out of that robber's debt. Yeah. Woo. Great starts to Feel Good Friday at Boston Connor.
It is.
How you doing, bub?
I'm doing fantastic. Another super boost on FanDuel Sportsbook hit last night with that Devontae Adams first touchdown
Two of
score.
them. And then the Packers to win by 14 plus, they boost. So the FanDuel Sportsbook app, if we're available in your state, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
Come
let's
on.
go.
It's the
Here we
best,
go.
most convenient. And they have this boost section, which is obviously to give like people to, because their odds are better than everybody else. So in this boost section, it boosts the odds so you win more money on your bet. I feel like they set themselves up for failure every fucking game.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable how many of those hit that are just sitting there. My boost has gone 4 out of the last 5 as a winner. Today, whenever it gets launched, it's another winner. Let's get back on the right side. So all their boosts that I think most places potentially are just as a like draw, like, hey, here's a boost. Let's make them feel as if they're going to get got or whatever. I feel like they're too good at creating them because they all seem to fucking hit.
Yeah.
And unless that's what FanDuel's trying to do is just give away money, which is how it feels sometimes. Those boosts are really nice. The 14 plus and Devontae Adams first scorer, our entire group text as soon as he got in there was like,
It's free money.
got it, baby!
It's awesome. It's more gold than that little plaque standing behind you over there. It's almost too shiny for my eyes right now.
Yeah, shout out to YouTube for sending us the million subscriber gold plaque thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is where I live. It has a great home back there.
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
It looks really good back here. To be honest, it's too heavy for us to hang on our fake wood. Okay? And there's no real spot for us to put it.
Ooh,
So,
I have an idea.
okay?
Rafters. Hang it.
Hanging in the rafters.
Yes.
Very much unlike the Undisputed Era's banner
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
didn't deserve to go into the
F them.
rafters. Maybe we hang the thing, but then we'll never see it.
No.
No, we'll have it low enough.
Spotlight on it, too, maybe.
So it'll just hang right in between you and me?
Right here.
Like right here will be perfect. At Ty Schmidt, we got a conversation with a man that you love in about 5 minutes. That just came together, by the way, and I can't wait to chat with him.
Well, if we were wrong.
Before we talk to Mark Madden, Pittsburgh radio legend. Before we talk to Mark Madden, formerly of WCW and Pittsburgh sports radio legend, tested IQ of 166. Is that what it is? Which I don't know if that's good or not.
Super genius.
He's a super genius. The guy is awesome. He's an electric factory. We'll talk to him in about 4 minutes. You have to feel good about what the Packers did last night. I mean, the crazy thing about the Packers, though, is we've always talked about how, and we're very loud about how the Packers need another weapon. Like, hey, let's go get Julio. You said we all agreed on. Little did we know that Valdez Scantling was going to put on one shirt for a warm-up and basically become Randy Moss reincarnated all of a sudden. What a night by this guy. You got to be pumped about MVS becoming the potential MVP at this point.
Well, yeah, I mean, had I known he was going to wear the shirt before the game, I wouldn't have said anything. I mean, Mason Crosby also wore the shirt. He looked great
53-yarder.
last night. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Raj has confidence in him. He had a big drop early, but then he came back to him. And so hopefully who we saw last night is hopefully the guy we're getting for the rest of the season because he could be a real weapon. He's got a lot of speed.
What do you mean by that? Because it seemed like a lot of pessimistic optimism by the Green Bay Packers faithful in my particular tweet last night about him. Because I was like, hey, listen, guy's a goddamn legend, okay?
Look at him go.
If you're wearing the dropping dimes and suck it sign shirt. Warm-ups of a prime time game. You're a legend in my book. And then he catches 2 touchdowns. I'm like, this guy is awesome. Where has he been? I put out a tweet. A lot of Packers fans were like, hey, great question, Pat. Where has he been? What's that all about?
Well, he had big game, first game of the season against the Vikings. I think over 100 yards and a touchdown. And then, this is what he did last year, too. He kind of bursts on the scene, and then he disappears a little bit. So, drops have been somewhat of an issue. But like I said, Rodgers got confidence in him. So if he's going to be out there, he's still going to be seeing balls. So hopefully we see the guy we saw last night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah. Hell
yeah.
Hell yeah.
And, I think they said last night on the cast, let this thing drop, please. Pretty big drop there.
Yeah.
They said it was maybe a confidence thing.
Maybe.
You get 2 touchdowns Thursday Night Football.
Pretty good confidence booster.
going through the boot. Also, go hit the jugs, baby. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah.
He can be an awesome weapon.
Absolutely.
And the fact that he's wearing that shirt, we love him.
Love it. Love it.
Get it going. At Viva Lazito has a poll. We'll get to that on the other side. It's a big one today. It was a tough one today. He's also wearing his meat sweatsuit, which you could win. That exact one, we'll sign it. You could win it if you use the hashtag Arby's is great on either Twitter or Instagram while eating Arby's. You'll be automatically entered into potentially winning this exact meat sweatsuit autographed by all of us. Right in time for the holidays. Great shoe games, Eat. We got Mark Madden, Pittsburgh radio legend on the other side. Whether you love him, hate him, or don't know him, just know that electricity is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mark Madden's on the other side. You got about 4 minutes. Go ahead and take a piss.
There's 2 ways you can go on this game. It's either Mullins or Rodgers. And I'll rest my head easy if it wins or lose with Rodgers. Because the Packers are 8-0 against the spread their last 8 following a loss. 4-1-1 against the spread their last 6 Thursday games. 5-2 against the spread this year. Favorites are 5-2 against the spread these last 7 meetings. And the Niners are 3-7 against the spread their last 10 Thursday games. And since 2008, Aaron Rodgers is the most profitable quarterback as a favorite at 88, 59, and 3 against the spread.
Let's go.
Listen.
-7, -6.5?
-6.5. Lock it in.
Okay.
I was told by Del Curry, Scottie Pippen struggles on a golf course, right?
Right.
I was told at that thing that I'm going against Scottie Pippen the next day, match play, heads up, one-on-one Scottie Pippen. So we decide, okay, we probably have a couple drinks, stay at the casino a little bit longer than we should.
Representing the NFL out of the Shoeless Golf Club of America, Pat McAfee. His opponent, representing the NBA, Scottie Pippen.
You know what I mean? This guy's got 6 rings. Yeah. He's a fucking Hall of Famer. But today he's going to play against me. And then I start seeing Scottie hit some shots that are just starting to come together. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I think I was lied to.
We were lied to yesterday. We were told Scottie Pippen was a terrible golfer. Bro, he's Scottie fucking Pippen.
Going into the back 9, I think I was down 1. We were battling. But I started making putts. And Scottie Pippen went ahead and got real hot. I mean, real fucking hot. I was down 3 with 7 left. And I looked right in the camera, and I go,
"Strip down 3 with 7 holes left. Scottie Pippen's about to get this work."
Scottie Pippen from 190 yards out just fucking dunks it. Fucking boom, bang, and then walks up to the green, gets the ball, cameras on him, and he goes, "Pippen ain't easy." Kidding me?
All right, down 4 with 6 left after Scottie Pippen just chips him from fucking 400 yards out.
I was fucking demoralized.
Pippen ain't easy.
By the way, best he's ever performed at golf, because I'm around, better teammate than Jordan.
Yep.
People forget. Oh, yeah, I told Del, I was like, Del, what the fuck you lying to me? He was like, well, I saw it yesterday. He was not great. And Greg Anthony told me, and I was like, Del, he buried me, Del Curry. He buried me. He was like, hey, Pippen ain't easy.
Yes, baby, it's time to celebrate.
Talking about a shotgun of beer after he had beat me, obviously. I teach him how to do it.
Yeah, put a hole in there. It might spread a little bit, so. Yeah, so you're going to go here, and then you're going to open and flip up. Does that make sense? Congrats on winning the NBA a couple times, blah, 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 blah. And being an incredible golfer. Thanks, Paul. Cheers. Appreciate it. Hey. 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 Hey.
Damn.
Okay,
That's the
Scotty.
best Bud Light I ever had.
Hey, there's no Scott King up here.
You're right.
I didn't think I could continue to be an FCC regulated person without really hitting my max potential.
And that's why he's with us. I love it. The Pat McAfee Show on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Welcome back to that show. 27 minutes into the hour here, Channel 82, Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. Heard the boys barking last night in the end zone.
Oh, yeah,
Mercedes Lewis scores a touchdown. The boys start barking out there. Not a bad celebration if everybody just started barking. Yeah, awesome. Empty stadium, you could hear every single bark. Heard a couple high pitches in there, a couple pit bulls in there.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good little bark fest. Joining us now is a man who captivates an entire city with every word that he says about sports. Ladies and gentlemen, with a tested IQ of 166, at one point in his career on the radio, any of his callers that called in, if they didn't call him Mr. 11.5 or something like that, which was what his rating was in the radio market in Pittsburgh, he would hang up on them immediately. WCW commentating legend, Mark Mack.
Let's go, Mark.
Well, forgive the lighting, forgive my hair, forgive me, period. But I figured the least I could do is come on this program, Pat, since you've surpassed both my wrestling career and my radio career inside of a couple weeks.
No. That is, I could never touch your radio career. In commentating, I could never do what you did. I know what I'll never be able to touch, which is the 166 IQ rating and also the Mr. 11.5 or something that you had everybody doing there a couple years back.
I forget what that number was, but it's gone much higher since then, and I've found much better reasons to hang up on people in the interim.
Like for me, for instance, whenever I go and do wrestling, NXT, I'm a heel, right? Obviously, I'm the bad guy, and I enjoy it so much, right? Like I was somebody in Pittsburgh that was hated even when I was a teenager by people because of whatever reason, because I was very loud and all that stuff. So like I find great enjoyment in it. But now, I have a happy life. People are fans, are like a team of mine. I'm pretty well liked.
Is it really that happy, Pat? I see a lot of aggression coming out on NXT every Wednesday.
I haven't been able to be a dick to people in so long. When you're a punter, you can't talk shit when you're a punter, okay? So my shit talking career ended as soon as I got into like college football, basically, because you can't do it. Now I get a chance to talk shit again. It is great to be back. I will say that.
What's the deal with that one guy who never talks? What's his name? Pete Dunne?
Oh, he talked the other night. He said he talked about how Roderick Strong was a scumbag or whatever, but that's his thing. Is he's kind of like a, he's just a character not a character, a human.
He's laid back. He kind of flatlines to good effect, correct?
Yeah, well, he is I don't think that's a good effect. I think that's a good way to describe him. He's a badass individual, though, an absolute badass of a man from Birmingham, I believe, England. I could be.
Well, let's be honest. I haven't seen a manager as good as you since Dr. Ken Ramey with the interns back in the old Tennessee territory. This is fantastic stuff. I love it.
Now, listen, the managing thing is awesome. Paul Heyman obviously does it now. He's like the most famous one, and I think he actually is their agent and manager, like in real life, for everybody he does it for. So it's not.
Yeah, for Brock, yeah.
Yeah. So me talking I'm having so much fun with him, Mark. But I am trying to duplicate how you treat every single caller into your radio show every single day. It's a very easy thing, not easy thing to do, but I see people who are incredible heels throughout my entire life, and you're one of them, bub. You are maybe the
every
best
single
heel.
caller, Pat. Try every single person. I'm like this on the street too. The people watching right now and listening, I'm above you. I'm condescending. I hope you can, sense that I think I'm better than all of you, which is kind of stealing from MJF and CM Punk and who knows who before that. But yeah, it's an art form, and it's more fun to be that way because it's easier to be that way. And in sports radio, not many are that way. Hence the success for me and now you.
Well, you and I are nowhere near the same level on radio. You are very unbelievable at radio. I mean, it's a work of art, really, to listen to you.
Now, there you're kind of implying you're better at me than wrestling. You are. I mean, this NXT stuff's great, but I'll tell you what I like to do is talk about wrestling on this show and on my show today, maybe, because this Pittsburgh-Dallas game, who cares? I mean, they're trying out gym teachers at quarterback in Dallas. What the frig has happened to that franchise, Pat? They should bring you in not to punt but play quarterback. You'd be better than either of these two jamokes or Ben DiNucci, the guy who got beat out by Kenny Pickett at Pitt. Once he got beat out by Kenny Pickett at Pitt, he should have been declared ineligible to play pro football at any level ever.
Mark, let's talk to you about the Dallas Cowboys. What do you think the problem is with that place? Now, I know you mostly focus on Pittsburgh sports. You're a Pittsburgh guy, but this week playing the Cowboys and living in America, you're forced to hear about the Cowboys. Do you think there's any chance of that place ever coming back to being what it was? They had locker room leaks getting to the media about the coaches sucking 6 weeks into a brand new regime. I mean, that place seems like it is just a toxic mess at all times. How do you fix it, Mark?
You don't. And it is sad, Pat, because the Cowboys and Steelers used to be rivals despite almost never playing each other, because when they did play, it was invariably in a Super Bowl. 3 times to be exact, with the Steelers winning 2. But you can't fix the problem because the problem is Jerry Jones. Their general manager is an amateur. He's a fan who appointed himself in the GM spot because he owns the team and thus cannot be fired. This team, despite unlimited resources and the biggest stadium in football, has been useless for decades, specifically the decades that Jerry Jones has owned it. Ever since he ran off Jimmy Johnson and then ran off Bill Parcells, it's been a moribund, pathetic franchise. And it won't be fixed because you can't fire the owner.
All right, now let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers.
I have a question for you first.
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
This came up on Twitter.
Right.
You sometimes say well to open a segment. Mm-hmm. Is that an homage to me or to Joel Gertner from ECW?
Well, I saw him tweet me, by the way, the ECW guy. To be completely transparent, I forgot he did it. But you with the wells, I would say pretty good. Now, granted, whenever I first said it, it sounded like I was like, oh, I'm going to be Mark Madden here. But after saying it, I was like, well, where did that come from? And I'm like, probably from Double M at one point going, well.
I stole it from Joel. So it's a secondhand tribute to him. Just like, do you say yikes because I say it all the time?
No, but we do say
stooge and sellout.
Stooge and sellout is directly because of you.
Oh, the stooge media. Yeah, I do say that a lot. There's a lot of stooge media out there. Because I stole yikes from Scott Hudson, my broadcast partner at WCW. Stooge and sellout, which I then labored to pronounce without a Pittsburgh accent, that's all me.
Yeah, it is 100% all you. It started whenever. So you were introduced to Ty Schmidt, who's from Iowa, via Nick and myself. We would play you iHeartRadio. I think you're on iHeartRadio out here or whatever. We would play you, and there was one particular run you were going. I forget who you hated for a week.
Antonio Brown.
It was you hated Antonio Brown so bad, not like you don't now, but there was a run you were going on for something, and every day you were like, he's just
stooge and a sellout.
And it was every single day. It became something that every human was called in our office, basically.
And he still will be, too, because I think he's either going to ruin Tampa or make Tampa. I don't think there's any middle ground, but my dark horse there is that Evans and Godwin blow it up. Because they got to be pissed, Pat. Even though they're a better team, they got to be pissed because, oh, look, the New England guys are here to show us how to win. Us idiots don't know how to win. And now Brady and Gronk, they're going to show us how to win. And then Brady's bringing in Antonio Brown, his new roomie. Yeah, Tom Brady, having Antonio Brown live at his house, he's going to find out why parents send problem kids to boarding school. Because he is going to be all over Tom Brady all the time. Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. And Brady will acquiesce. Brady will give in, just like Ben Roethlisberger did in Pittsburgh. He'll start forcing throws. Now, if the throws get there and AB makes the most of them, that's one thing. But what if they don't? What if he doesn't?
Oh, you're going to say Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to say, excuse me, do we have to move into the house here to start demanding some balls? I'll be intrigued to see how it all plays out. Let's talk about Ben Roethlisberger, though. He's all the way back, new elbow. That defense looks unbelievable. You have been a harsh critic on the Pittsburgh Steelers players and team as an organization. Even you have to admit that this team looks like they're the real deal this year.
Oh, I'm a Ben fan, big time. He was my neighbor for 3 years when he started in the league, as I tell people again and again, whether they want to hear the story or not. But I'm a big Ben supporter for sure. And it looks like the real thing, Pat. You're right. They have had a lot of chances this season to lose games to inferior teams, which has kind of been the trademark that they've done too many times in the recent past. And now they're winning those games. They've beaten 3 playoff caliber teams in a row. I do think they're the real deal. I think Devin Bush being hurt, though, and having to replace that speed on defense, I don't think that's going to work out too good. They got Avery Williamson, but he's not fast. He's good, but he's not fast. That lack of speed showed up when Baltimore, I don't have the numbers in front of me, Pat, but I think they rushed for 3,007 yards, something like that, in that game on Sunday. And they don't have a go-to guy at receiver. And maybe that's good because you spread the ball around, but maybe in a big game, the need for the go-to guy surfaces. But right now, 7-0, they're going to be 10-0. They're going to win the next 3 games. So, yeah, I like the way they look, and I do think they're very legitimate. Can they beat Kansas City? I do not know. Can they beat Baltimore in a playoff game? I do not know. But they are no worse than the third best team in the AFC, and I think among the top 5 in the league.
Mark, talking about the speed, can you give Bob Spillane a break?
Come
the guy's
on.
playing his heart out there. He's slow as shit, but he hits like a dump truck.
Yeah, he does. Bob Spokane, pick 6, Bob Spokane.
The MAC guy, the second-team All-MAC guy. Give me a good diet and a good trainer. I'm second-team All-MAC inside of 2 years. it just, he's played okay, and his effort is undeniable, but they need to get Avery Williamson in there. Spillane is a good guy who can play X amount of snaps in certain situations. And I think once they make his play break down to situations and he plays a few less snaps, less will be more, and he'll play even better. Hey, the stop on Henry was great. And the pick 6 this past week was great, but he's just not that guy. And, you know what he is? He's the new Duck. I call him Duck Spillane because he's the guy who comes in, plays over his head. Everybody adores him. And sooner or later, the guy he always was shows up.
Jeez. No. Hey, quack, dude. You need to take it easy on Duck, all right? Duck went out there and threw that ball all around the yard, goddammit.
Oh, please. He'll be a gym teacher in 6 months.
Oh, my God. Duck did not deserve that, okay? Do you remember what Duck did for America just a few weeks ago?
Register to vote.
Did you not see that video when Duck Hodges made sure the entire world was
registered to vote?
You didn't see that, Mark?
I think there should be an IQ requirement to vote, maybe a football skill level to vote. I'm not sure Duck should vote. What if the presidency of the United States got decided by Duck's vote? How would you guys feel about that?
All right. I don't even know how do you feel? Okay, here's a question I want to ask you, because you're a deep thinker, very smart man, obviously.
Yeah.
You probably have opinions on a lot of stuff. The COVID thing, okay, that's happening in the NFL.
I'm against it.
COVID, us too, by the way. We're very anti-COVID show.
Yeah.
A very anti-COVID show. I'm happy to hear you are as well. We're against breast cancer as well.
Hate it.
We're big against breast cancer.
Everything bad, I'm against.
Yeah. Yeah, we are for sure. Okay, anyways, you hate what's Juju's little thing? TikTok. You hate the TikTok, but we will get to that in a second. The beginning of the season, Tennessee Titans have 1-2 positive cases. They shut it down. They work. They end up with 22 cases or whatever. Then the cases kind of slow, but they still happen, and they don't shut down the facilities anymore. So 2 people will get it. They'll keep them self-quarantined. They'll continue to do it. At the beginning of the year, they were shutting down the entire facility, and then they were moving forward. Why do you think the change in the protocol with what has happened, with whenever a positive case happens, and why is there never a single conversation on whether or not any of these people that get it are going to die or not? It's just like, oh, they'll be back for next week's game. There's no conversation about whether or not the actual effects potentially of the thing. Why is that not even a conversation piece at this point, Mark?
Because it's so rare that a young, fit athlete is going to have long-term negative repercussions from COVID. I know there was the one college kid who I guess had an inflamed area around his heart. But there are so few, if any beyond that, Pat, of documented examples of COVID affecting an athlete potentially for the long term, that I think they're doing the right thing, not relaxing the protocol, but maybe being more realistic with it. Now, if it turns out all these guys that got it do have long-term effects, that's a shame. But the option is to not play. And football's too big, the money's too big for football to not play. So I think they've done a relatively good job controlling and containing. I got to take Marlon Humphrey to task, though, because he apparently had COVID during the game when Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh this past Sunday, and he covered Juju man-on-man pretty much the whole contest, and Juju does not have COVID. That's just bad coverage.
Good point.
That's
a good point. Have you turned the corner on Juju, liking Juju, by the way? He's played some tough football here these last couple weeks. Big catches, big runs after the catch. He's gaining yardage. You hate him because of his TikTok, but have you turned the corner on his play at all?
I don't hate anybody, Pat. I am a kind and gentle person.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Juju had a good game Sunday. I always give credit where it's due, especially in the second half, because he had been blanketed by Humphrey in the first, didn't have any catches, then came through with 7. Got some big first downs, had 4 catches on the game-winning drive. I just think he'd be even better than he is if he relaxed a little bit on the self-promotion and branding and all the social media, and maybe put a little more intellect and time into football. I mean, time will tell about that. I look at his stats this year. They're not a number one receiver stats. He's not had a 100-yard game receiving yet this year. If Pittsburgh, and let's face it, Pat, the standards here in Pittsburgh, you're from Pittsburgh, Nick's from Pittsburgh, all your friends are from Pittsburgh. The standard drops here every day, every single day. What we used to think was terrible now passes for great. What we think then was mediocre, now passes for Hall of Fame. So we're more concerned about whether we like somebody, whether we appreciate them on social media as to how they perform. And maybe that's not just in Pittsburgh, but that's what irritates me about Juju. I think it's safe to say that Juju's fans, the marks on TikTok, irritate me more than Juju himself.
All right. Well, I think there's a lot of counterpoints I could say to what you said there about.
Please do.
Well, it's not just, you're wrong, and let me tell you why. That's a Mark Madden move, which we absolutely love. By the way, I went on the WWE The Bump yesterday or 2 days ago. I forget which it was.
Oh, Corey Graves.
Yeah, no, Corey Graves is not the host of The Bump. It was with a guy named Matthew Gregg and Ryan Pohl. He's a Papala or something like that. Good people, whatever. They're not really good people. Yeah, good people, bad at their jobs. But as soon as I got on the show, they started asking questions. I said, stupid question, dumb idea, you're bad at your jobs. And I've never felt more like...
That's the problem with wrestling. Before you defend Juju in kind of lame fashion, I'm sure. The problem with wrestling is people who run wrestling don't want anybody around who's smarter than them, who understands the business as well, if not better than them. And honestly, Pat, that's why I've not worked in it in 20 years.
Well, you are the super genius, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Madden. I'm not defending Juju. I'm not defending it.
Because he's indefensible. I knew you'd come around.
Get him off. Get him off. Man. Oh, my God.
We'll save that for next time, Pat.
Okay. All right, Mark. Oh, my God. What a legend. Growing up in Pittsburgh, that man pissed so many people off. Mm-hmm. It is incredible. Diggs, I think Diggs was a big anti-Mark Madden guy until very recently. Everybody in Pittsburgh knows of the man. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a thought on him. And he has just bebopped his way through this life for like 20 years, being the exact, maybe 30 or maybe even longer, the exact same person that you just saw every single day in real life and on radio. He has to have the time of his life at all times. He just has to enjoy the hell out of everything.
Yeah, I was against him for a long time because he attacks the Steelers and he doesn't attack the Penguins with the same ferocity that.
Whoa! Pittsburgh Penguins, greatest hockey team of all time. I mean,
He's won back-to-back cups like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
It is truly incredible. He can just walk into an interview and drop nuclear bombs all over the place and then just exit out.
And by the way, he does that on his own show. People come on to his show, like, yeah, I can't wait to come on the show. He just, and then they get off.
If you remember correctly, Connor actually called into his show. And I did. Nuked right off the airwaves.
Yeah.
What did you? I forget because
it had something to do with Brady, I think. Right?
I called into a show. Listen. And this is probably not great serious radio for the international listeners or anything like that, because his show is literally only available in Pittsburgh. And it's a shame that it's only available in Pittsburgh, because the calling into that thing, and I don't know if people feel that when they call into our show, but whenever you call into a show, and it's been this way for my entire life basically in Pittsburgh, when you call into that show, there's a 99.996% chance.
Oh, wow.
99.9996% chance that he is going to bury you. Like he is going to, whatever you say is wrong. I've heard him say some ridiculously savage things to people, and I was always like, man, hey, these people still call in, though. That's why whenever, somebody calls into this show, I try to be as nice as possible, try to have a conversation. But whenever I'm mean to somebody or tell somebody, like, not mean, but you get it. Like, hey, this stinks. Like, this is a bad phone call. I always feel bad. But then I think back to Mark, I'm like, people have been calling him for 20 years, and he's just been telling them to go fuck themselves in a roundabout fashion with everything they say. Somebody will call in and have a pretty valid point, and he'll go, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and let me tell you why. He'll spend 5 minutes just dissecting everything they said and then kicks them off the air. It is electric. It's awesome.
I wish I could have heard it. Is there any chance you could maybe recite one on a caller now? Or
no? Well, geez, yeah, I don't. That's not my thing. I don't want to do that. We do have to go through the. We have to go through Zito's big ass poll.
Oh yeah, it is massive.
At Viva La Zito, if you want to vote on this poll, please remember to
register to vote
on the poll at Viva La Zito. Zito, what is your poll and how is it going right now?
Yes, thank you. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now? Since next hour we might have somebody on.
What?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, you want to do that right now?
No, I don't know.
No. Is Aaron Rodgers calling in hour 2 here?
What?
I think he is.
What? Since
really?
when?
Aaron Rodgers on the show today?
What?
I believe so.
It's Friday.
Aaron Rodgers coming on the show today?
Aaron Rodgers Friday?
I know it's Friday, but I think Raj is coming on the show today.
Okay. Oh, yeah! Did Zito break that news?
He did.
Zito kind of broke that news. In the meat sweatsuit that Zito broke the news in, you could potentially win if you eat at Arby's and use hashtag Arby's is great. That's all you got to do.
Wow.
Easy as that. It'll be autographed by all of us. Anyway, Zito, what's your poll? Thanks for breaking some news.
Oh, anytime, yeah.
Hey, you're showing the diversification of your skill set here. Newsbreaker, poll giver, voice of the internet, model. I mean, Zito is taking over everything right now.
Who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now? We put an option for other, 5.6. A lot of names on there. I saw Mitch Trubisky a lot on there, but who cares?
I think his career's over, isn't it?
Yeah, his career's
Yeah, he's done.
No, we can't say
He's undefeated, though. Patrick Mahomes, 28.7%. Russell Wilson, 30.1%. Aaron Rodgers, 35.6%.
I mean,
that's a tight race.
It's so crazy because Russell Wilson's fans are going to wake up and come into this poll. I mean, that is something they are going to do.
Oh, yeah.
And even last night, whenever I was tweeting about how good Aaron Rodgers was doing, I had a lot of Seahawks fans coming in there with Russell Wilson gifts or whatever for the MVP thing. And I can respect that. I wish one day that we can have those types of fans, people that love Russell Wilson like that. And I know Russell Wilson has never gotten an MVP vote, and I think that is malarkey.
It is malarkey.
I think it's absolute malarkey for how he's played football. But I just want to let you know, hey, got some bad news for you, pal. There's a guy playing football better than he's ever played football before, and it is just, I don't think it's going to slow down. I think it's only going to pick back up. Remember, he just learned this offensive system that he's in. It's his second year in the system. They're getting players back healthy. I mean, he's got... it's going to be tough. Russell Wilson, listen, great football player, incredible football player, very good at baseball too. Everything, Halloween, great at Halloween.
Stud.
Like Russell Wilson, great. But Aaron Rodgers is playing so damn good. And remember, at the beginning of the season, it was Bills Mafia telling us that Josh Allen was playing better than Aaron Rodgers, and it's very cool. And now it's obviously a two-headed race, though, for the MVP, though. It's Aaron and Russ right now. And we're 8 weeks into the
What
same.
about Tom, though?
Oh,
People were talking about
up.
Tom last week. If he throws 5 touchdowns on Sunday.
Yeah, it could happen because, the Buccaneers weren't even in playoffs last year. If they get in the Super Bowl, what's the big difference here? Is it the same coaching staff? Yeah. Is it Gronkowski? Maybe. Is it Antonio Brown? Maybe. Or is it that TB12 guy that is the reason why everybody's here and we're winning games. That's kind of the MVP, I would assume. The most valuable person, that feels like that's what it would revolve around.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go by that logic, you take Rodgers out of the starting lineup in Green Bay.
They stink.
They probably don't have a win.
Probably.
No, with MVS, they'd be okay.
Well, and Aaron Jones is unreal.
Probably. Are you okay, Connor? Because we're talking about taking Tom out of the
I'm fine. I don't no PTSD at all from this.
What are you going to say, Diggs?
The FanDuel does have it as a three-headed race as well. Russ Wilson is minus 150, Patrick Mahomes is plus 460, and then Rodgers is plus 500.
Oh, good odds on that right now. I believe he is only going to play better and better. Last night he was just throwing darts, dude.
Before the season, too, he was like plus 2,300.
At NFL Research, which is a department in the NFL building, I guess. I wonder how many people are in the NFL Research department. Probably a lot.
I would imagine a lot.
Is that an entire floor over there?
I think it's just one guy. It's the guy that I think it's just Stump the Schwab.
Well, I was about to say pretty sexist there saying it was a guy because tell you what, probably a lot of ladies in the NFL Research too, Diggs. That part of the brain got stolen out of the car this morning. Aaron Rodgers, 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, has become the second player in history to throw 24-plus touchdowns and 2 or fewer interceptions in his team's first 8 games of a season. He joins Tom Brady, who had 30 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, who did so with the 16-0 Patriots in 2007 when he became the first quarterback with 50-plus pass touchdowns in a season. That was when they had Randy Moss, I do believe, which would be.
Seattle just woke up.
Is he making a surge right now, Russell Wilson? The mail-in ballot.
Jeez. Here they come.
Seattle's doing meth all the time now.
Yeah, what's that?
Meth got decriminalized in Seattle, I'm pretty sure, so they're just waking up from.
I think it's Oregon. I'm not 100% sure. Washington.
Same thing.
Yeah, well, similar Pacific Northwest up there. But I do believe Oregon said, meth's cool. Everything else is cool.
Do whatever.
I'll be excited to see how that pans out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
Psychedelics got legalized in Vegas or Nevada, right, a couple years ago, I think, or Colorado a couple years ago. And then they just got legalized in another state this year. Oregon. No, I thought somewhere else, too.
Mushrooms were legal, and then they decriminalized meth and everything else.
Yeah, but I think there's another place
one more
I don't know, maybe Maryland or Jersey. Jersey legalized weed, but somebody else did psychedelics. What is, psychedelics have, I think there's actual scientific research on your brain, and there's things that psychedelics can do to help with mental health and things like that. The meth one, what is the reasoning behind? Because I want to let you know, as somebody who has both known people that potentially got run into meth and live now in West Virginia, Indiana, and in Pittsburgh where meth is, I don't know if that's something that we should be promoting out there. You got people blowing things up, houses get blown up because those are bombs and shit. It's not just or unless that's why they want to get rid of it. Hey, come to our meth store so you don't blow up your house. I don't know how that gets okay, but hey, I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Heroin, meth, and cocaine. Oregon did so.
Economy is going to boom up there.
Is it? Meth is that is not
very cheap.
I don't think that's actually not. This feels like a bad idea.
Yeah,
probably a bad.
But we don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, it's still illegal to use, right? But they just, if you get pulled over or whatever and you have some on you, you just pay a fine. You don't immediately go to jail.
Okay.
It's not a felony.
Because you do watch Live PD, and Live PD is just you're on drugs, or you got drugs in your car, and going to jail. That is just kind of a scoop up thing. So I assume Oregon was we don't need to be picking a bunch of people up. We got a lot of other stuff to deal with.
Stay in your house.
Wild world, man. 2020 is a crazy time.
It is.
Truly.
Who's winning our poll, Zito? What's going on in your poll right now? You said Russell Wilson made a big surge.
Yeah, so Russell, basically Patrick Mahomes at 30.8%. Aaron Rodgers is now at 30.2%. I did that wrong ways. Russell Wilson, 33.6%. So I got a little confused with the decimals.
Yeah, so it seems like Russell Wilson is taking a lead here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a narrow race.
It is a very tight race.
I'm waiting for Green Bay to wake up now.
Yeah, the wake-up ballots.
We need Gardocki to see where the votes are coming in.
Yeah, listen, it's not Chris Gardocki, okay? Have a little respect for Steve Kornacki.
Come on, Tony. Dude.
There was a Kornacki cam, I guess a bunch of people tweeted at me yesterday. Oh, yeah. He's still going, I guess.
He did there were ballots coming in, and he did the live math of how it would change and fucking nailed it right on.
Really?
Yeah.
How many? It
was 23,704 votes or something like that, and he just fucking nailed it. He's like, yep, got it. Yep, okay, yep, math is right. It was incredible.
It's like per hour votes that get counted, and then including the mail-ins. It was incredible.
Has anybody ever been on a heater like Steve Kornacki right now?
No.
He hasn't sat in 14 hours.
Well, and by the way, if he sits down, he falls asleep. The Diggs, who was a John King guy, election night stuck with John King.
Mm-hmm.
He has since learned about Kornacki.
He's the king of all kings.
He is. I don't know how to say this to the fans of Bill Hemmer or John King, but there's a new gun in town.
Yeah.
And he's a wizard on that goddamn map. We're back on the other side with maybe Aaron Rodgers. 6 minutes. Go take a shit. A perennial Pro Bowler, an all-pro, a man who's aging like fine wines, Green Bay Packers legend, Super Bowl champion, from Butte, California, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers!
Please tell me that that's going to be a one-time thing.
What is the longest you've ever thrown?
Yeah, somewhere between 68 and 70, Pat. I don't know, right in that sweet spot.
69 yards is how far you threw it. Nice, congrats.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Of course you have, by the way. Of course you have. That doesn't get you going for a game? Are you kidding me?
No, but I have a funny Creed story. So, in 2007, we're playing the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. We're 10-1. I have long hair. I'm a backup, and before the game we walked out on the field, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but our intro song was Creed with Arms Wide Open. I looked to my buddy Nate Weir, who AJ knows Nate really well, and we both said this is going to be a good night. And that was the night I came in off the bench and played pretty well and kind of changed the narrative about me from possible draft bust to hey, this guy might be able to play, maybe.
Thank you, Creed.
Yeah! My kids say, like, oh, if they see him on TV, oh, there's Uncle Aaron, look at that. Oh, Dad, is that Uncle Aaron's dog? I'm like, nah, it's a prop dog. They're like, well, what happens to that? I was like, oh, I think he has it killed after.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, oh, no, AJ.
I noticed this past Sunday, you were smiling, shaking hands, giving a lot of high fives to the boys on the side. What have you seen in this old footage that has rejuvenated your love? Or is it something else about this 2020 season that seems to have you just in a better headspace?
Why am I having so much fun?
Bingo.
I have just a new and increased love of life. And I've made decisions and changes and habits that put me in a lot better headspace. And there's just a lot of things that have come together in my life over the last few months that have really been enjoyable and reminded me, given me perspective on life and in football to view things through the most positive lens I possibly can. And that's why I'm having so much fun. And it starts with love. And then surround yourself with people that you really enjoy. This show is, to get sentimental, this show is just another step in that, because I love Age so much. And Pat, I have so much respect for you and the boys. Like, this was such a fun opportunity, and now I look forward to this every Tuesday.
Hey, by the way, Mason jar, real crowd pleaser last week whenever you were drinking out of that. I'm a big fan of that move. Is that just what your kitchen is? Just a bunch of mason jars and paper plates and stuff like mine?
No, that's vodka, by the way.
I heard you're a bad flip cup player. That makes no sense at all, because with how good you are at twirling a flip cup.
Again, that's a total lie. Graham Harreld had no idea how to play flip cup.
Okay.
You got back to your trash talking about wrestling that I saw. I thought maybe you're going to call out AJ to be a partner of yours and get him involved. He's long wanted to follow in the footsteps of his heroes like Macho Man, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan. I mean, he's done probably as many drugs as those guys. So.
The reaction to your Zoom conference call where you were asked about defenses figuring out your offense and you said 1 of 5 or whatever, the reaction was awesome. It was like, Aaron Rodgers is in a bad mood. Aaron Rodgers is moody. This is what happens when Aaron Rodgers loses games. He's moody. When you sit there and you say something like that and you watch the world react to it, what are your immediate thoughts?
I didn't see a lot of the reactions, to be honest, Pat. I really didn't. I will address, last Wednesday. I think it was one of the poorest set of questions that I've received all year. Those people got a job to do. We were 4-1, and I think I've been really good on those. Try and be as thoughtful as possible. But I thought, some of the questions were just poor questions.
Aaron, can it sometimes hinder a quarterback if you have a stud receiver that you are thinking like, hey, I got to go to this guy?
I don't know. I don't think any quarterback looks at it like that. I really don't. I just think that's the wrong way to play if you are. I just think that there's certain guys who just have that special star quality, like Julio, so you do feed them, intentionally sometimes because they have usually a bigger catch radius. They have the ability to run more routes. There's been times in my career where I need a play, and it happened in the Super Bowl. I felt like we were just a little bit off. I was maybe running a little high emotionally, and we called a screen pass on 3rd and 1, and I alerted the go route outside of Jordy Nelson for a touchdown, and that settled me down. I think it settled our offense down, and we went on to win the game.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hour 2 on this Friday, November 6, 2020 begins right now. Great beat drop by Twine. Joining us now is a man who threw for over 300 yards last night. 4 touchdowns. What? Looked like he was throwing darts, triple 20, triple 20, triple 20. Only 6 incompletions off of 31 attempts in Santa Clara, California last night. Quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers. How's it going, man?
It's just you today, huh? No AJ.
Yeah, no AJ. Just me and the boys here. Just me and the boys. And I want to let you know, AJ's traveling because he's got to call a game this week. He's got a big game this weekend. Yeah, big game. Big game.
That's awesome. Let me see the boys. What are the boys doing?
Yeah, cut to the boys here. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, boys.
How's it going, guys?
How we doing, Aaron?
Hey, Aaron. The guy in the cowboy hat over there, Diggs, got his car broken into this morning, stole everything out of it.
You know any insurance agents I could call, Aaron?
Hey, you got any Rodgers rates you can get? You got to feel good. What a night last night. Oh, yeah, you got to get that in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Why didn't they let you do the cornhole one with Patty Mahomes, the one that Patrick did? I feel like you'd be a good cornhole player.
I think they like my golf swing better than Pat's.
Oh, okay.
Put me on the golf one.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. That's a smart play. Hey, I might be playing golf with a rather large name, by the way, soon.
Scottie Pippen?
Oh, large. He did dunk on me, but I'll say bigger than Scottie Pippen. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Bigger than Scottie Pippen, huh?
Yeah, in the golf world. Might wear red on Sundays. I might be golfing with that guy. Think about that. There's a chance me and him are going to be on the same golf. Yeah, there's a chance, I guess, yeah.
Whoa. John Daly?
No! Hey, well, I have golfed with John Daly, by the way. Great time on his own golf course. But maybe the guy, the cat, maybe. I don't want to ruin it by saying it too early, but my golf game is going to have to get better very quickly from what I've learned. But let's talk about your football game last night. You were like throwing darts last night. It was, and I don't know if that's what you're always like, and maybe I was just on more vitamins last night and things were going like that 4th down ball to Devontae. Obviously, incredible catch, but it felt like, is there nights, and forgive me if this is stupid for asking, is there some nights where you feel like you can put a football literally wherever you want to put it at any given time? Is there some nights where it's like that, or is that just every day for Aaron Rodgers?
No, I mean, it's not every day. I mean, you'd love it to be every day. I think the conditions were great last night. Last week we dealt with a lot of wind, which is, whether it's wind or rain or snow, there's some outside factors sometimes that can slightly affect the accuracy. Last night was like a perfect night for football in November. I mean, it was like probably 65 degrees and little to no wind. It was a nice night. It would have been fun to have fans there. Last year we played 2 games out there, night games, got smoked both games. Great environment to play in. It was just different last night without the fans and the normal energy. Obviously their team looks a lot different without a number of guys from last year's squad that went to the Super Bowl, but still felt good.
Big, I can imagine. I mean, here's a quick question before we move on to the mindset going into the game last night. Mercedes Lewis was so wide open because of whatever you guys did there. How do you decide what type of ball you're going to throw it to? Like, are you just like, you know what, I'm going to make this thing a lollipop? Do you ever because he was so wide open, and I would assume for some players, commentators like, sometimes those wide open ones are the hardest throws because you're like, well, I don't want to mess this up. For you, if you were to miss that ball last night, I think maybe the world would shut down and say Aaron Rodgers was dead. But is that just like, what's the easiest ball in the world? Because, I mean, he was wide open. When you get that moment, is it like, this is pretty awesome? Let alone MVS last night, that one right down the middle, you could have punted that thing to him. He was wide open a couple of times.
Well, you could have. That beautiful spiral coming off your foot.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. By the way, thigh's still growing. Yeah, it's warm over here, dude. It's warm
over
here.
Are those biker shorts? Are those tights? Biking tights?
No, every pair of shorts are like that, Aaron, when you got these. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I've been wearing skinny jeans since I was 12, and they were supposed to be baggy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I see you're beefing up for some more wrestling too, huh?
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. There's some business that needs to be handled, Aaron. Okay, that'll happen for sure. I need to lose weight actually the other way if I want to get back in there. I'm getting fat, Aaron. I don't
understand why you're adding more people to the group though. Like, isn't it? It used to be like tag teams were hot, and then maybe you'd have a trio, and the NWO. Kind of had their trio of guys. Now you're going. I mean, just keep adding to the mix. You creating some sort of
real quick. Okay, the NWO had like 45 people on it at one time. Okay, the original 3 were obviously the best, but for me, I'm a big team guy. Aaron, I'm a big team guy. The more the merrier. The more that we can win with, I'm all about because I like seeing people happy. You know what I mean? Just like you, Aaron. Just like you.
What was the question? Something about
wide open guys.
Yeah. The best way to throw those is to not stare them down. I think if you stare them down, you usually short arm it, or it's easier to miss it. When you're just reacting to a throw like that, it's impossible to miss. I really feel that way. And so because of the action, it was an inside zone fake and then a reverse fake. By the time I got my eyes around, he's wide open. You're not going to miss those. The one to MVS, I actually didn't see him when I threw the ball. I saw the safety take the tight end on the low cross, and then I peeked backside to make sure there was nothing going on back there with Devontae. And I just assumed that MVS would be kind of, really between the hashes or maybe a little closer to the far hash. So I just tried to put some air on it, knowing that, I didn't want to outthrow him. Not that I really could outthrow him because he's so fast, but I want to make sure that I gave him some time to run underneath it.
I think you could outthrow him. I saw what you did with that ball that you were playing fetch with that dog with. You threw it into a cannon or a canyon or something like that, down a hauler forever. But that's very interesting that by the way the defense was, and you dissected what the defense was, if that safety comes down on the tight end, all I have to make sure is that this person isn't there and that part of the field is open. So MVS should be seeing the same exact thing as me. That was the entire thought going into it, and you just have to throw it to an area and assume that he's going to do the right thing.
Yeah, the cool thing about the play, Pat, is I said last night in my post-game interview the 2-minute warning happened. We came over to the sideline. We were talking through a number of plays that we liked in this situation, and as we ease into kind of the 2-minute mode where we're on the ball and we're calling it and we're trying to go semi-fast, not in a rush because we had 2 minutes and it wasn't lower than that, so it wouldn't be in a huge hurry. But we talked about a few plays we wanted to open with, and that play came up, and I was kind of like, I don't know, Marquez, what do you think? He's like, oh yeah. And just that confidence, I jogged back on the field. I'm thinking, I'm probably going to throw a touchdown to Marquez on this one. It was pretty cool. I liked his confidence and the fact that he was one that, he dropped the ball earlier in the game, and he hasn't had a ton of targets the last few weeks, and I don't know what his mental status has been. It seems to be that he's been locked in and still confident and being a good teammate, but for anybody, I think it takes a night like last night for him to get a couple touchdowns after a drop. I think that's going to help him moving forward to just maybe relax a little bit and take some breaths and have his confidence where it needs to be.
He's a weapon, man. I think we saw that last night, and we've seen him whenever he goes off, and hopefully that'll be the case for you guys because it's fun to watch. But the other guy you have on the other side now, which is good for MVS, by the way, because it's only going to call for more and more coverage and more attention. Davante Adams. Now, he was obviously baited into into an answer last night about the same thing that happened to Joe Flacco years ago. Joe, you have won a Super Bowl and you just got paid $100 million. Do you think you're an elite quarterback? And what is Joe Flacco supposed to say? They're like, no, you know what? I think I'm the most trash quarterback ever. What is Joe Flacco supposed to say there? So that obviously becomes an entire conversation piece by everybody. And the question to Davante last night was are you the best wide receiver in football? And Davante's like, what is Davante supposed to say to that? His answer was I think it'd be fair. I mean, if you look at what I would do to be in that conversation, it looks like you two can do whatever you want, whenever you want. And that has been since that Tampa game or what. It feels like you two can do whatever you want together. What is it like knowing that you got that guy out there with you?
Yeah, he's a special player. If you look at what he's done this year, playing in basically 5.5 games, he suited up for 6 games. 3 of those games, he's had over 10 catches and over 150 yards, which had never been done in Packers history. And I think been done maybe one other time through a player's first 8 games, and he's done it in really 5.5 games because he missed he missed at least half the Detroit game, and then missed the 2 succeeding games. So he's a special guy. He just does everything really well. The beauty in a player like that is that he is a better person than a player, which is saying a lot, and never been an issue. And you're talking about a highly competitive, highly talented guy with a strong ego and a desire to be great, who's never been an issue in the locker room, bitching about balls, targets, never. I mean, this is a dream to play with. You're talking about, an elite talent who can also be a leader and one of your best guys on the team as far as people. That's kind of unheard of in this league, and I'm just thankful to have him. And we've been joking with him, led kind of by Bakhtiari, about there was a list that came out, I think, during training camp or maybe the end of the summer, and it said it didn't have him on the top 10, and we were teasing him he's a top 12 receiver.
I was about to say while you were talking there, anytime you hear who's the best wide receiver in the game conversation, his name never comes up. It's Julio. Everybody's like, well, Julio's the guy. Julio's able to do things. DeAndre Hopkins, unbelievable. Odell, whenever he's healthy, he's really good. And you got Michael Thomas last year, and that's always how the conversation goes. And all those are very valid points or whatever. That's why after watching Davante, it's not like Davante's new to this either. Davante's been good for a while now, but he's never in that conversation. I wonder if that's because it's Green Bay and you guys are just out there in your own little island. You have no owner, no representation in the meetings about who should be on TV and who shouldn't be. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe it should be our job on this particular show. So everybody know Davante Adams deserves to be in the damn conversation about greatest wide receiver in the game right now.
Well, I think he's doing it with his play. And he's done it in a variety of different ways. I think what he does, his skill set is so unique because he has the talent to get on top on the outside. You saw it last night. He's an incredible route runner. He's good at in-breakers and out-breakers. He's good after the catch. You just don't have that combination. I mean, there's a ton of guys who are fast and get on top, make plays down the field, but maybe aren't the best route runners, or don't have the best releases. You got Keenan in LA, who Cal guy. I think he's a phenomenal receiver. He's incredible at the line of scrimmage. Doesn't maybe have the top end speed that Devontae has. A lot of his routes are, just based off his incredible route running set and skills. But Tay, like last night, we had him, hit him on a big go ball outside to start the game. Hit him on a double move, outside. Hit him on an inside fade from the number 2 spot in 3x1, and then hit him on a bunch of underneath stuff. The play where he was getting draped all over on 4th and inches, and I couldn't believe he caught it. I mean, it was just, I felt good about the spot, but it's just like an amazing catch as his glove is getting ripped off. He's such a talented guy, and he's got such a great confidence. It's one of those things, Pat, where I know you felt this way playing locker room with some great players, but you're kind of sitting there in the locker room before the game and kind of looking around and gauging the feel of the team, like who looks locked in, who looks relaxed, who might be nervous today, who I need to focus on to make sure they're dialed in and feel good about things. Every time I look at Tay, I just think, man, I'm so glad he's on our team.
Yeah, because you said, I think a week or two ago, that you sent a text to him or whatever and was like, hey, let's have a big one today or whatever. And I assume that was happening when you were doing that look around the locker room. Because there's some people, towel overhead, music in there. They're like kind of rocking back and forth in their locker. It's like, all right, is that guy going to kill somebody today, or is that guy going to shit his pants today? I don't know, either one of those. And then you look over and there's like the super happy crew over there. It's like, all right, those guys don't even know we have a damn game today. All right, that's good news. And then it is kind of like, because everybody handles it differently. Like everybody handles that pressure, those moments, the waiting game differently. That's nice to hear that Devontae's ready to go. The defense yesterday, hell of a game yesterday because of what happened in the NFC Championship game and last year. The run game that the Niners had against your defense, the Green Bay Packers defense, was so dominant. And then coming off of that Vikings game, was there any feel from the defense during the short week of practice there after that Vikings game that they were either excited to get back on the field after what happened with Dalvin Cook, or they were excited to potentially play against the Niners team that did what they did to them last year? Or was it just a different vibe as a whole for the defense? Or what did you really feel from them this week? Because they were dominant last night. They had a hell of a game.
Well, I think the beauty in the short week sometimes is that you can move on quickly, and I think that's what was important for those guys to just get past it. I think the plan was pretty simple, it seemed like, on defense. They were going to run a couple run-stopping fronts, and because of the injuries that San Fran's had, and then the COVID tests that were positive, they were playing some skilled players who we hadn't probably seen a lot of tape on at that point. Juszczyk was playing in the slot a little bit. Texas Tech Red Raider, who played for my buddy Graham Harrell. River Craycraft was out there starting. So I think their main key was, we're going to load the box and stop the run, and we can do that and make them one-dimensional, let our pass rushers get off, and hope that they'll throw some balls. And the guys, we had a good play early with Preston Smith hitting Mullins and Raven picking that ball off, which kind of got us going, and another turnover later in the game, a strip sack from Zadarius. So it was a good confidence game for them. There's a couple drives late in the game against when we had some of our guys out of there that I'm sure coaches kind of, I feel like in those situations, don't mind it because there's stuff to really coach. The next week it's like, wow, we had a great 3.5 quarters, but we got to be better late in the game or whatever. It's kind of that coach speak.
You're 100%. It was a good game, though. It was a good full game by you guys. Mason Crosby hit from 53. I mean, J.K. Scott hit some moon balls. It was a fun game to watch last night for you guys. You guys you're very good on Thursday night, too. I didn't know if you probably do know that, but you're very good on Thursday night. Do you think it's because that short turnaround and just kind of like, let's get it moving?
Who, our team?
You in general, but yeah, the team as well.
Pat, I've been good on Thursday nights. Sunday night.
Yeah! Have you ever played in England?
No, I haven't. We're the only team in the league that's never played in England.
Oh, man, because I was about to add to your promo there. I was about to say you should start saying in America, Canada, Mexico, England. Like, I thought you were I was going to hopefully add to that, but I didn't know.
I mean, I went to Winnipeg. Did you remember my outfit? Yeah. The Winnipeg last year?
The denim. It was fantastic. And I believe your mustache was awesome, which I have to ask. You shaved, obviously, and there was a lot of conversation last night about your what was going on in your face. It's Movember, right? We're back in this thing, or what?
I'm actually letting my hair grow out up here and kind of keeping my facial hair a little shorter this year. Just, it seems to be working so far.
Are you going Scott Stapp? Are we going?
Ooh. Yeah, did you see the Creed's thing about getting back together?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably because of you, by the way.
Was there a better announcement in the country?
I often wonder if it's because of the conversation that we had where...
Hey, look, like a friend of mine sent me a message yesterday. He said, you got to strike when the iron's hot. Yeah, man.
The Creed iron is hot right now.
A lot of combo going on. Alter Bridge is kind of, not doing a whole lot. Add Scott back to the mix, and you got Creed.
Hell yeah.
Aaron, first and foremost, phenomenal game last night, per usual.
Phenomenal.
But do you ever get frustrated in a game like that when you go into the locker room with 3 touchdowns and it's like, oh, I could throw for 8 touchdowns tonight, but I'm probably not going to get the opportunity to?
Well, I can say the only time that I even thought in that way, Ty, was in 2014. We played Chicago at home.
God.
And I threw 6 touchdowns in the first half.
Oh.
And we were up 42-0 at half. So I was like, well, I'm definitely coming out, right? And Mike says, okay, you got one more drive. I'm like, man, one more drive. So we got down like the 8-yard line and threw it 3 straight times. And I threw 3 incompletions.
Trying to get greedy there.
To try and tie the 7-touchdown record or whatever. And then I came out. Yeah, that's one of the games you're like, man, if it was 42-21, I might get 2 or 3 drives. But look, it is what it is. There's some games that everything kind of lines up and, you put up some big numbers and win. And some games where you play excellent and maybe you throw 0 or 1 touchdown. It's just how it all lines up. I've been fortunate as far as touchdown passes to have, a few 1-yarders this year and ones that have been really schemed up well. Had a great one against the Saints to put them away. Great one to big dog Mercedes Lewis, with some really good action on the 1-yard line last night. Those are some fun ones for sure.
They zoom in on your face. Well, I think I told you this last time we spoke. Like, they zoom in on your face more than any other quarterback. And I think that's why the facial hair conversation was one that was popping off last night on the internet. Watching you dissect a defense before a play is pretty cool, though. Like, they, whenever you come out of the huddle or whatever, right, and the thing, and they're zoomed in on your face, and you literally look like the Galifianakis gif where there's just like question marks and exclamation points going around, and you're like looking around, right? You're doing like this entire thing, you're digesting it all, then you're moving somebody, and it feels like you are. Well, you're the best at getting whenever they have 12 on the field. It's unbelievable. It is an incredible gift and a weapon that you guys have. And you would assume other people are able to do it. Since other people don't do it, I would assume it's not as easy to do as you make it look. So that's awesome. But you have this ability to get a play call off at the very last second, or a playoff at the very last second, after taking in more information, it feels like, than anybody else. What are you looking at exactly whenever you do that? And do you know exactly how long it takes you to go, because last night you had a half a second, I think, on that play clock, and you got a play off, and I was watching at home. I'm like, oh, he's going to get a goddamn delay, and then I don't know how you got that off in time. So what all is going on in your head before a play in that last second snap? Is that by design, or is it just like you still have something else you have to figure out?
No, I think it's by necessity most of the time, Pat. I mean, I know I give back judges, some angst with, snapping some of those as the 1 is going to the 0. But there's a lot of moving parts in our offense. From a, direct standpoint, we motion, on almost every single play. So we have a lot of stuff going on. But because of the length of our play calls and the the motion, whether it's same side or fly motion or opposite side across the ball. There's just so much information to take in, and we have a lot of times in the line of scrimmage where we have 2 or 3 plays called. So I'm trying to get us in the play that seems to fit the defense the most, and so you have to kind of figure out from the front to the linebackers to the secondary and the nickel, what coverage you're expecting, and then that goes back to film study and intuition as well in certain situations. And then, if it's a pass, you got to make sure the protection scheme lines up with the time you need to complete the ball. And if it's a run, you got to make sure that the angles are right and everybody's kind of on the same page. So there's a lot going on. That's just this offense probably more than anyone I've been in. I've only been in 3, but has so much stuff going on when you break the huddle that that's why we have some snaps that are going between 1 and 0. I definitely know how much time I need to get the ball off. And when Bakhtiari's out there, especially, one of his favorite things to do, and I don't know if he's just bored out there, but he always watches the play clock. So he's always telling me, "Hey, you got 20." I'm like, "Shut up! I'm trying to talk."
Hey, 10, by the way. Hey, you're at like fucking 3, pal. That's a hilarious thought of that going on.
Hurry up. What are you doing?
You always go right up, by the way, left hand over top for your timeout. It's pretty, it's like your thing. I don't know if that's like, you know what I mean? It's pretty good.
Is there another way to do it?
Well, you could go the other way, you see, because maybe that's faster. But you always, or maybe above your head, a little bit extra, or maybe down yonder. You know what I mean? But you always go. It's always like a quick turn at the end. It is very. A little self-scout. I don't know. Maybe you want to change it up a little bit. So it's kind of becoming your move. I just been like, Connor, what do you got?
Yeah, Aaron, did you bring like a personal flask of scotch for the flight home, or did you bring like a few bottles to give to the team after the win?
Yeah, big win. Smart.
Well, we're not allowed to drink on the planes.
Oh,
so
that's a shame. That's a shame.
None of the flasks happening for us.
What time did you get home? Late, huh?
I got in my bed last night at 4:50.
Thanks for joining us today, dude. You guys have the whole weekend off, I'd assume?
Well, we have COVID testing. We got to get a workout in either today. I'm going to go in here in probably an hour or so, get a workout in.
What are we doing?
Just because I'm up.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Bench? We doing curls? What do we got today? Big upper body day?
I think it's like a spring break 2021 workout. Calves, curls, and cardio.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Yeah, your hoodie's awesome.
Thank you. This is a buddy of mine who's a big Instagram guy, JP Sears, who's a comedian. If this was serious, I would never wear this. It's enlightened AF. AF, as the kids say these days. You know what that means.
Stay weird.
And this person looks to be meditating. But JP Sears is a hilarious comedian that I've followed and gotten to know a little bit, and buy some of his swag online to help him out.
Hey, you got to support the biz, bro. And we appreciate you supporting the show coming on today. This was very cool of you, man.
Yeah, man. It's going to be fun, though. We're still doing Tuesday, right? We're going Fridays now.
No, Friday. Normally, Fast Friday, you'll have stuff going on, right? Because this Tuesday you had your weekend or your mandatory press on Tuesday. Then I would
voting,
and then you voted, obviously, because everybody voted. Everybody I heard in Wisconsin was
registered to vote.
So that's good news. That's Duck Hodges, by the way, telling Pittsburgh to vote right there. That's what he sounded like in the video that the Steelers put out. It was a tough time to be Duck Hodges, by the way. But here's a quick question about another quarterback. Tua made his debut down there in Miami. I don't know how much you got to see of it because it was on the same day where your game ended with you getting a helmet to the spine and a man trying to rip your arm off of your socket there. But how bad did that hurt, by the way?
Yeah, that was about the only hit I took that game, but it was a little painful.
I don't know if you know this, but on the TV copy, they had like a full film. Yeah, there it is. They had a full film breakdown of you getting slaughtered from all angles, and it was paused on you, shaped like a paper clip there for a little bit with the guy's helmet in your spine like this. And the only thing I can think of is like I wouldn't be able to walk 3 days later. Here we are, Thursday night football. You throw 4 touchdowns. Good recovery, bub. Good for you. That's good. That's good.
Thanks, bud. Yeah. Still got a few tricks up my sleeve.
You outran a guy last night too.
I know. I Can you believe it? Almost 37 and still fast.
Sneaky athletic. Oh, hey, what was up with you and Warner? You had his face mask at one point. I thought we were potentially going to have a Javon Wims situation.
I like Fred, man. I got to know him when he was getting ready for the draft, and he's a great kid. I mean, he's just a super player. He's and I said it last night. I mean, he might be the best middle linebacker in the game, and that's no disrespect to Bobby or anybody who's playing well and has been. And Bobby's been playing well for forever. But Fred is a fantastic player. I mean, he makes that defense go all over the place. He had 13 tackles last night. He's a really good player. And I've been a fan of his since I met him. I think he's a good person. And so just messing with him. I had a good conversation with him after the game. But I think he's a phenomenal player.
Did you guys have your masks on when you were talking?
We did, Pat.
Yeah. Takes all of us.
They'll find you. Hey, they'll find you.
They will find your ass.
That was a rhetorical question, Woodcock, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Hey, the fines are coming out for real. The Raiders have like $1.5 million worth of
They lost
fines.
a draft pick, too.
Lost a 6th-round draft pick because they didn't have mask protocols, and the mask force walking around the building got them a couple times. I mean, it is. They are watching your ass. I mean, it is Big Brother when you walk into that building. I'd assume you know that.
It is, yeah. It is. I don't know if I'm a fan of all the cameras, but look, I understand there's some accountability that goes along with it, but I'm not sure that. I'm hoping when everything returns to normal at some point in the next 5 years, we could take down some of those cameras.
That'd be really.
Not have the league reviewing our outfits every single morning.
Hey, Mason Crosby's outfit was unbelievable. MVS, his outfit was unbelievable last night. A lot of love for the show last night. We appreciate the hell out of that locker room over there.
Bro, just, you know what I mean? I'm going to make sure we get some more swag out this way, but yeah, everybody's rocking it. They love it. Big fans of the show. Everybody's watching it every single week.
Oh, man. We appreciate it. Tell them we take a lot of pride in being a show that talks a lot about the Green Bay Packers, especially because you guys are so goddamn good right now. I mean, that is really good news.
I feel like there's a lot of jealousy from some other shows, though, for your show.
Yeah, I think
which has got to feel good for you.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just go ahead. There's a lot of people that I get some tweets from some people who are either fans of other shows or have shows, and I feel a lot of pressure to make sure I get good answers out of you and good conversation out of you. And then I immediately think like, oh yeah, I'm just talking to a fucking guy. I don't really care. So it does feel pretty good. It does feel pretty good, Mr. A-Rod. I appreciate you for it.
Well, I enjoy it, Pat. It's the highlight of my week for sure when it comes to media. Although our media, since they got sensitive on this show, they've been doing a better job.
Wow.
Better questions.
How was that Zoom call immediately afterwards? Because that was a highly anticipated local Zoom media session there. A lot of people were talking about it. How was it? Pretty good?
There were a couple subtle, like sensitive remarks, barbs, if you will, jabs. But, I always find that funny. Like, the media can criticize you as much as they want, but the one time you say, that wasn't a great question, or check your sources, or you're wrong about this. Oh, my goodness.
We're the ones that do the judging, pal, not you. Have a great day, man. Have a great lift. Good pump. We appreciate you for joining us.
I'll send you a pic. I'm going to be rocking my cut-off tank top, and it's a midriff too, so maybe it's a belly button there.
Do you have abs right now?
Yeah.
You have abs right now at 30-something? You have abs?
A couple, yeah.
Let's go. Wow, that's why you're out running, dudes. Ladies and gentlemen, legend Aaron Rodgers. Thank you, dude.
See you, boys.
See you, man.
Love you, Aaron.
There.
How we going?
I mean, that was a nice little surprise down there, right there.
It was.
Yeah. Feel
It was
good
a nice little
Friday.
surprise.
It is Feel Good Friday, isn't it?
Feel good.
I feel like we got like all the real answers that you would want too, potentially.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good day.
Good on
Love
Thursday
hearing him
night.
gush about Devontae Adams, too.
Yeah, it was awesome. How about him talk about the defense too?
Yeah.
And MVS. Here we go. We're back in the game.
Good on Sunday.
And Fred Warner is very, very good. And Aaron called him the best linebacker in the league, potentially.
Best middle linebacker. He said that in the interview last night. And while I was listening to that, I remembered the internet talking about him grabbing him by the face mask or whatever. Because if you do recall, CJGJ did that just a couple days ago. And Javon Wims came over and did the whole thing because he did that. In that moment, I think Fred had gotten into it with somebody almost, and Aaron probably ran over and was like, hey, another guy tackled a guy that tackled a guy, because that's exactly what happened. Fred Warner got tackled by his own guy, and he ended up tackling Aaron Jones a little bit late. And Aaron Jones, which, by the way, I like a lot, gets up and goes like, hey, don't you? And I believe Fred was probably like, I got, all right. And then it was like a little thing, and I liked Aaron going in there and doing that. But it feels like that is his interaction with other players at all times. He outruns a guy. There's always something from the player who probably grew up being a fan of Aaron going, damn, man, like one of those, and Aaron like laughing. It's not like that with a lot of people. Normally there's a little animosity or something like that. Aaron feels like it, other than Sue, obviously, throughout the years, it feels like everybody has the same feeling. It's like, this dude's the guy. This is the guy right here.
Yeah, I mean, especially last night when he's playing really well like that, it's infectious.
I said yesterday, it felt like there was a chance that game was going to be a big Aaron Rodgers smiling, having a good time game.
Yeah.
Turns out, couldn't see him smiling because he had to have a mask on the sideline, but most of the game, whenever he was on there, he was having the time of his life. And I think the rules are either mask or helmet.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more guys on the sideline who had their helmets on, like just on the side, which is not a normal thing. Guys, normally helmets come off as soon as they can because, not that they're uncomfortable, but boy, life is a lot better without your helmet on. And that's why last night you saw a lot of people with helmets on. I'm like, oh, the rule must be if you don't have your helmet on, you have to have a mask on. And a lot of guys were like, I'd rather have this fucking thing on than have my ears getting ripped down and not be able to breathe. They had some nice masks. There were some nice Packers masks in there, like athletic fit almost.
And we'll see if it works, too, because one of the Packers linebackers who played in the first half last night did test positive for COVID. So
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hope he survives.
Yeah, obviously.
Hope he survives. All right, we'll take some phone calls and ride out the rest of this hour, too. We'll see if the poll has changed for old Zito. Can't wait to hear what your favorite part from the sports world was this week. 1-888-MAD-DOG-6. We're going to get to a break. Big thanks to Aaron. We'll see you on the other side.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Hey, look, things are going good. Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He's a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, Boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of Boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. That's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able
Good to go.
What am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. You're headed right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do. That's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go! decision. Bad decision. The blue kickers are getting some way down here. Hey, a lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair. That was a sellout, by the way. That was beautiful.
Do we have any other shirts? Yeah, hold on.
You need to go get changed before you get sick.
Great work, Russia. That's it. I'm actually not that cold. Hey, I went for it. My chest hurts. It was like 5 feet. I was standing there. That's full commitment, by the way.
Authentic, the work ethic, that concerns effort. A firm center up the curve better be cautiously when you rockin' with the beat. On the top, motherfucker, take the shoes up off your feet, kid. Free kicks could be Nike or Adidas. Speed kills, listen to the voice of reason. Deep breaths, yes, don't fight the feeling. Tick tock, Papa Doc, time to leave, kid. Ba-da, ba-da, beat goes on.
You do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
Do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
One fight at a time, fellas.
The Pat McAfee Show.
That's right.
Oh. Hey. Had to do it.
It's going to be a good 6 minutes.
Oh, come on. Song is a little long, but that's why it's good. Gumpy,
cackling back there.
Will you please stop ruining the song with your cackle from Canada, pal? I mean, it does, but that's why the song's good, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody in 18-wheeler sent me a video of them shooting out the window.
The landscape.
With that song in the back.
Ooh, have to.
And he said, sir, it's a great 18-wheeler cruising the country song.
This be good, the drone flying over.
Oh,
falling out.
This will be all the trucks with meth going to Oregon. You know what I mean? Just like following them.
We're coming, boys.
RVs and shit.
We got your meth.
They're coming.
I imagine you on your Harley.
They're coming.
Vroom, vroom.
They are coming. Yeah, it is like a Sons of Anarchy feel too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And then right here it picks up. Something just happened, right? They're like unloading the truck now.
Yeah. Down the river with my methane bags.
This song's called Ohio River by Gear of the Buffalo.
It's good.
River of the Ohio.
With my methane bag.
Well, I don't know if we need to remix yet for Oregon, okay?
All right, not yet. I just the remix.
Listen, we're setting the scene, okay? We're not changing the tune.
Not yet.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody keep an eye on Oregon, by the way, and just can we get an update on how that goes? Because I think there's a country over in Europe somewhere that has this law. It may be
not Denmark.
No.
Yeah, New Amsterdam.
That's vodka, I think. Pink Whitney's or something like that. Shout out to them. That tastes pretty good. There is a country over there in Europe, I think, that has the no drugs.
Copenhagen? Amsterdam is.
I think it's called No Drug Left Behind law or something like that. And I would assume that somehow it worked over there for a long time. Because if you decriminalize it, then the dealers don't have all the power and blah, blah, blah. I'll be intrigued to see how one state because over in Europe, you got to remember, like the borders in between the countries, there's like people with ARs and stuff like that. With states here, you can just cruise and do whatever you got to do. I'll be excited to see how it all works. See how it all works.
See how it plays out.
It's like I saw it on TV. I said, that feels like a pretty aggressive move there.
Portugal was actually the first country that has decriminalized the possession of small amounts of any drugs.
Portugal.
Took a pill and a visa.
Portugal.
I wonder what the meth tax is going to be.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
Well, they're going to have to pay for the doctors that are making them, you know what I mean? They're the ones down there buying the NyQuil from the CVS and shit.
True.
Let's go to Jake in Virginia. What's going on, Jake?
Some girl from my high school posted on our Finsta, just like
Mark Madden, this guy.
Wow, it was like her in a dress, and it was like, wow, wish someone would take me to a function with this. Please. I said, let's go.
Please.
This guy stinks.
Please. What the hell is going on?
I want to let you know, Jake in Virginia, that girl posted a picture or whatever wearing a dress, it was not for your dumb ass to take her to a function. Okay? It was not for that. I think she had family out of town probably that she wanted to see, who maybe she doesn't get to see every day, get a chance to see her in said dress. Because there was never a thought, if she knew you existed, that she would want to go to any function with you. That is not what a post is about, Jake. Jake from Virginia stunk.
That's the biggest stooge I think we've ever had on the show.
Potentially.
So hot.
Did you say he was so hot?
So hot.
Oh, he's a sellout.
Yeah.
Are you just yelling things now?
Yeah.
Let's go to Josh in South Carolina. Josh, what's going on, bub?
What's up, Pat and the boys? Happy Feel Good Friday.
Hey, Josh. Josh, quick question. Do you think that other guy was potentially a sabotage caller by another show at the same time as us to call into our show to make our show bad? Do you think that was potentially the case that just happened right there with Jake from Virginia?
I completely agree with you, man. You're coming off the high of Aaron Rodgers, and then you're just going to have this dud come in to top off the hour?
Exactly. This is our guy. You get it, Josh. What do you want to talk about, bub?
Hey, man, so first things first, Arby's mozzarella sticks are life-changing. Change your life, man.
Concur completely. The Mott Sticks got a lot of play on the hashtag Arby's is great campaign we're pushing right now on Twitter or Instagram until November 12th, where you could potentially win the exact meat sweatsuit that Zito is wearing right now, signed by all of us. If you eat at Arby's within the next 6 days, take a picture of it, tweet or post on Instagram using the hashtag Arby's is great, because somehow, some way, there's become a narrative that Arby's isn't great, and that's by people who have never eaten at Arby's. So if you are in the silent majority that has grown up with Arby's and loves Arby's, don't be scared. Go ahead and come out of the house. Go to the top of the rooftop. Go to the mountaintop. Grab one of those big, long bugle things that they have and say, hey, hashtag Arby's is great. Don't be scared. And the Mott Sticks got a lot of play yesterday. And I had to smoke brisket this morning with bacon and cheddar. It should not be available as a fast food item. It was unbelievable. 2 double roast beefs, turkey, bacon, cheddar. I mean, the apple turnover, their market fresh menu. They have so much shit on there, Josh. They have so much shit on there. People need to be proud that they're fans of that place, because it has been a staple in my life.
Hey, man, I'm headed to Arby's right now for lunch.
Let's go! Get you some Mott Sticks, Josh. Get them.
Hey, my sports memory of the week, though, Christian McCaffrey, back in practice. Going to take down the Chiefs this week, man. Let's go.
Probably not. Josh, everything was good until then, because I do believe the Chiefs hammering the Panthers is a part of my Super Boost teaser of the weekend.
Okay.
And I'm I might have changed my tune if I knew exactly that McCaffrey was coming back, because McCaffrey's a game player. Will he be able to just hop right back in as if nothing happened? Probably. That's what Christian McCaffrey does. Does that change anything with the Kansas City Chiefs being able to outscore Teddy Two Gloves and Christian McCaffrey? I don't think so. But I'm pumped that this guy's back. He's a very good football player.
Yeah, he is, but I think you're right. I mean, Chiefs
can't say Chiefs.
Nah,
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Let's go to Heather in India.
Hello, Pat and the boys. What's going on? Happy Feel Good Friday.
Happy Feel Good Friday, Heather. She's in Indianapolis.
Oh,
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
She's in Indianapolis.
Oh, Captain of India.
Yeah, great to have you here, Heather. Thank you, Mitt, for that. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about, Boz?
So the Colts, hopefully they can go on quite a run after beating the Lions. Do we think it's going to happen this weekend against the Ravens?
Okay, great question, Heather. Appreciate that. You're a diehard Colts fan, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Ever since I'm from Evansville, so just south of Indy, and ever since Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne.
Heather, what do you do for a living?
I'm a dietitian.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you about this keto diet I'm on from Arby's. Today, I had smoked brisket, bacon, cheddar, 2 double roast beefs. How you doing? Keep it moving. And a green tea from Starbucks. It was unbelievable. The keto diet really shreds me up, I think. But the issue is late night, I get that super sweet tooth. I have that. I've been born with it. So I try to just house peanut butter that doesn't. Do you have any tips on a sweet thing that I could eat that doesn't have any carbs so I don't continue to be a fat stooge, Heather?
Well, I would just say you're going to keep going up and down with this keto diet. You see results, and then once you stop, bam, you just put the pounds right back on.
All right, Heather, all right.
Thanks,
That's all I need from Heather, okay?
Friday.
Heather, Jesus.
Damn it.
God.
By the way, every conversation I've ever had in the history of dietitians existing goes exactly that way. I need abs in 2 weeks. Well, that's just not the way. Well, what are we talking about then? What are we even talking about? Well, if you want to have a sustained, healthy life, I'm like, I do for sure. But I just don't think you understand my taste buds. Like, that's not going to happen. And I respect Heather, okay? She probably has a lot of great methods that are for, like, making you live longer and all that stuff.
Sure.
But I can't do it.
Don't have time for it.
Well, I probably do, actually, but I just can't do it. My body won't let me. What were you going to say, Nick?
Speaking of, is Heather still on?
No.
I was going to ask if she had any tips for beating gout for Zeke.
Oh, I do need to beat it.
I mean, we know it. He just refuses to do it.
What's that?
All you gotta do is drink cherry tart.
I have been.
You have gout? Still? I thought you beat it. Doesn't gout come and go like herpes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Don't you have it forever, I think?
I think I have it forever, but I can barely walk right now, and I don't know. But RB today was amazing. The gout didn't flare up.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Because I think gout is something, once it enters your life, it's there forever. It's just whether or not it shows its face or not. Yeah. You got to have one of those commercials that's like, living a life I want. And they're always kayaking. And they're always like mountain climbing and all this stuff. And they're like, I had herpes every day until I tried Valtrex or whatever. I'm like, why are you guys always outside? I feel like you guys are always doing some insane adventurous shit. Like, yo, just keep it moving.
When you have gout, you can't be on a...
You can't be on a kayak?
Can't be on a
Because
kayak.
if that thing gets you, you're done. But if they have a Valtrex for gout, you will then be able to live the life you want.
I'm going to try meth.
What was that? Don't go to Oregon. We will. Hey, I want to let you know.
I want to do it.
We're going to have you sign a new contract. What
do you mean?
You're going to be banned from Oregon. I want to let you know that. Gumpy, what were you going to say there?
Cherry Coke is not cherry tart.
That is.
What do you mean? It's cherry.
Let's go to Michael in Chicago. What's going on, Michael?
What's up, Big Mike?
What's up, Pat? How you guys doing? What's up, the boys?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
What's
up?
This is my first time on here. I got to shout out you guys for the Hammer Don because I've been making tons of money because of you guys. So shout out to you guys for that Hammer Don.
Don nailed it. Yep. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, but my favorite moment of the week though was Pat when you burnt that Undisputed Era banner in the ashes, man.
Yeah, you're damn right, Michael. We appreciate that. That was the best moment in sports. I only did this entire segment to see when somebody would say that. What was it, the fifth call, if we count that dumbass Jake from Virginia? I mean, good for us getting to the right answer. Me burning the Undisputed Era banner to ashes alongside Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oni Lorcan on Wednesday night, USA Network, 8 p.m. was the best thing by far. By far. By far.
Country mile.
Close.
Watched it 5 times.
Did you really? Which part? The burning part?
I was actually very concerned about the burning. There was a lot of gasoline going in that thing.
And while I was watching him do it, he was doing a lot of lighter fluid in that thing.
I thought there for like a little piece of time, I was like, he's about to light himself on fire accidentally.
I will say a little behind the scenes peeksy here.
Yeah.
Whenever we got out of the ring, and Trash Can was still in the ring, and we were exiting, I wanted to give one last look to the fans and tell them that they suck. You know what I mean? I'd turn around. That fire had flared back up in the trash can. Yeah, somebody came sprinting in and put the lid on it. There was a full thing happening in the ring while we were leaving, and I almost started laughing or whatever. It was like almost burned the whole fucking place down.
Not yet.
Almost burned the whole place down. Let's get to the phones. Let's go to Nate in Louisiana. What's going on, Nate? It's a shame the game against Wyoming has been postponed to 2029 because of COVID. Hopefully you guys will be able to get through it down there. What do you want to talk about, brother?
First off, I'd like to say what's up to the boys. What's up to the boys?
What's hot, dude?
Second off, it's Sunday Night Football. Saints versus the Bucks. The return of Antonio Brown. Return of Michael Thomas. Who do you got in that game?
Nate, you got to remember that at one point within the last year, Antonio Brown thought he was going to be on the Saints. Sean Payton, what's the deal, though? Because he just got home from the NO. The Saints were the first team, really, to bring him in for a workout and potentially sign him since everything went down off the field after he left the New England Patriots. So Antonio Brown, not only be thrilled that he's back in the NFL alongside Tom Brady, yes, but is there a chance that Antonio Brown remembers what the NO did to him in his mind? And listen, I'm not saying Sean Payton should have signed him at all, but I'm saying if you're Antonio Brown, you might feel disrespected by Sean Payton as well. I'm expecting a rather massive game from Antonio Brown and Tom Brady. I'm just, a couple weeks ago, whenever all the chatter was around Gronkowski not getting the ball and not being able to do whatever, that next game, Tom just fed Gronk. You saw him just feed. I would assume, with all the question marks around Antonio Brown that some people have going back in there's a lot of people that are very against him being on that team. And by the way, because of what's going on off the field, you can see why they're that way. But if you think strictly football-wise, he's unbelievable what he does. Let's assume Tom Brady is going to get him the rock just a bit, and it's going to be a big night. What do you got, Comp? Mike's off, dude. Mike's off.
Tom Brady doesn't lose twice within his division. 7-0 straight up and against the spread in his career.
Just because it's fall doesn't mean, well, it's not really fall at this point.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of missed fall, isn't it?
Autumn?
Are we in fall right now?
We're turning
It's
into
not winter yet.
Just because it's fall doesn't mean it isn't time to fire up the grill and enjoy some steaks.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt, the best grills to possibly use are, new sponsor alert, Traeger grills.
Oh, shit.
These things are a game changer. The Traeger wood pellet grill is the easiest way to enjoy wood-fired flavor. Simple to use, so you can just set it and forget it. Wi-Fi lets you monitor and control grill from anywhere. It's on an app on your phone, and it has the versatility to do it all. Grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, barbecue, anything you could possibly want to do. You can even cook your entire Thanksgiving feast on your Traeger grill.
Wow. God.
Right now, when you visit www.traegergrills.com, that's TraegerGrills.com/Pat and enter code Pat at checkout, you'll score free shipping on your Traeger grill. That's TraegerGrills.com/Pat and enter code Pat at checkout for free shipping. Shout out to them. That's a great gift. You got 6 minutes. Go take a shit. We're back on the other side. Well, hello, sensual piano keys. You sound incredibly inspirational and motivational. Big announcement coming from our company. You know, throughout my entire life, I've made decisions that people have said, ooh, that is stupid. You've read about them, you heard about them. When I was in high school, I went to an underground poker game, won $1,400, flew myself down to Miami, won a kicking contest, and got a scholarship to West Virginia the next day. I turned my back on soccer that day. Everybody said, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? You have more schools looking at you for soccer than you do for football. What are you thinking? Fast forward 8 years with the Indianapolis Colts, and I was on top of the world, top of the mountain. How's the view? Not too shabby. And when I was at the top of my game, I decided, you know what? I'm going to pursue some other stuff. My friends and I are going to go to work on the internet. We're going to try to chase fulfillment as opposed to just a paycheck. And there were some interesting responses from people of power in the sporting world.
Make them tear the uniform off of you. Sure. Look, somebody needs to stage an intervention. People who know this guy, get to him now. Make him put his helmet back on and get to camp.
Oh, no, there's no intervention, Wilbon. No, no, no. Here we are 3 years after that date, and it's a celebration, bitches. Cut the music. Let's hand out some bags to the boys. For the boys. For the boys. By the way, that's for you, brother.
Oh my God.
Are you home? All right, come up front door.
What's up, dude?
What is this?
What's this?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck? Fuck you. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. That is the bag of money.
FanDuel deal went through. There's $50,000 in it. Here's a backpack with $50,000 in it. $50,000 in it.
Oh my God.
Yes, there's $50,000 in there. Yes, there's $50,000 in there.
Are you fucking serious?
Let's go.
You brought it back?
Oh, man. Let's go, dude.
Let's go. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yo, this is...
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude. We did it. Couldn't have done it without you. Oh, thank you.
Dude, it's a fuck ton of money. You guys.
When I asked Dan Patrick for some advice, he told me always take care of the boys.
But and you should know those people that are there with you,
that their value cannot be overstated and should not be overstated.
So, Mike Wilbon, they didn't hold my jersey on me. They didn't hold my helmet on me. We didn't have an intervention. What we have is a celebration, because when you bet on yourself, sometimes you hit for big. And for us, the only place we'll bet for the next couple years, in an exclusive deal, FanDuel backed the Brinks truck up to our office, and we have never been more thankful, more excited, and more together as we promote the greatest sports book on planet Earth.
People want to know the chess match of the game. They want to know about it, and then they want to be entertained. That's why, Pat, you're good. You entertain people while you're talking about the game. They want to be entertained. Nobody wants to know about outside leverage on the corner. They can't. People want to walk into a bar and say, this is what I think, and they tell their buddy, and they say, man, where'd you learn that from? Nobody gives a shit about outside leverage. Nobody cares. I care about outside leverage. You guys, we all, nobody, the fans don't.
Wait until some guy tonight walks into his quarantined bedroom with his wife and he goes, you should see his fucking run force going on over here.
Nobody talks about, everybody talks about setting the edge.
Setting the edge, yeah. While you were saying run force.
That's the in vogue term, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody talks about what setting the edge is really. What is the run force? Like it's like saying we're in an 8-man front. Okay, that solves all problems. Like the 8-man front ain't penicillin. Like it doesn't cure everything.
Michael, you did get me a little fired up earlier when you were talking about wrong arming, because I haven't heard that since college.
Yeah. And high school. That's a big high school thing too.
Yeah. Look, I just wanna make a living, I just wanna do it right. I'm just trying to take what isn't given past the oversight. I'm just trying to make a killing, didn't happen overnight. They talk about my name so much, they start to get over. I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Are you driven, are you bold? Can you turn this into something on your own? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it riches, is it gold? Is it something you can find within your soul? I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it music, is it love? Maybe not, or maybe all of the above. I gotta ask you, what's your motivation? Is it faith in the beloved? Is it something you don't plan on giving up? So tell me, what's the drive you got within you, where your mind is often sent you? When you're broken down about to drown, it's hard to push continue. I can tell you mine is easy when it's packed inside a venue. When I gotta give my all, you know I'm balling just like
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here, Sirius XM, Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Hour 3 on this Feel Good Friday begins right now. Last hour we had Aaron Rodgers on the show. Fresh off a 4-touchdown, 305-yard night in Santa Clara, California. He got into his bed at 4:50 a.m. this morning, passed out, woke up, headed to a particular part of his house that has a brick wall behind it, and called us and had about a 30-minute conversation about the night that was, his teammates, his team, his mindset, and everything else happening in the world, including why his facial hair is the way it is and his hair flow out the back of the helmet. Is that on purpose? Turns out it is. That then led into a conversation about Creed having a reunion, and congrats to Scott Stapp and the boys.
Congrats, Scott.
Congrats, Scott.
And the boys.
And the boys. This hour, we'll be talking to Nyheim Hines, running back for the Indianapolis Colts. He did a round-off McTwist as a celebration in full pads. It's like a backflip twisty thingy, and he damn near stuck the landing with a helmet on, full pads, sweating after scoring a touchdown. One of the most impressive athletic feats I've seen on a football field, maybe ever. One of the most. I'm not saying it's the most, but one of the most. incredibly difficult to do with a trampoline, let alone doing it on a field in pads with a helmet on and almost sticking the damn landing. We'll talk to him about the Colts team. He's a great running back, by the way. Nobody really knows he exists, but if you're a Colts fan, you see him get in there and pops them open. Can't wait to chat with him. We'll take some of your phone calls here in the next coming moments. And we have Gumpy in here to potentially go through some nukes that we should think about going into this weekend's games. First of all, let's put up the sidebar, can we, please? Okay, with this sidebar, here's the first game. Gumpy, it's Saints, obviously. Zito.
What happened?
You say Saints march over to New Orleans. The Saints are from New Orleans. They will be marching over to Tampa, actually, to take on old Tom Brady. I believe last hour you gave a pretty massive nuke in a stat piece this for gambling. What are your thoughts? What should we know about that big Sunday night football matchup going into the weekend?
Saints 1-5 against the spread since that Week 1 win.
Okay.
Like I said, Tom Brady, when he loses a division rival, 7-0 straight up and against the spread.
Oh, man.
Since the Week 1 loss, the Bucs, highest point differential in the NFL at plus 93.
So what you're saying is this feels like a very easy win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's Tommy time, baby.
It does feel like it's Tommy time, doesn't it? And Antonio Brown's back. Prime time game. I feel like this is going to be a big-ass game. Andrew Brees has sat out, the last 2 days of practice. They're saying it's maybe this is just routine scheduling or whatever. Timing quarterbacks missing practice. That's very interesting. Does that mean later down on the road in the season he's not going to be able to still throw balls? I'm not 100% sure how I feel about any of it, but this does feel like a Tampa Bay Gronkaneer moment coming on Sunday night.
Godwin healthy as well. He's going too on Sunday.
He is, because I thought I just saw a tweet that said he was not going.
No, yeah, he's going. And let's remember, Brady and Brees are in this all-time passing touchdown back and forth, and Brady's not going to let
And Tom
Brees
Brady
pass.
knows that, by the way. Tone Diggs, what do you got?
But if Drew, for some reason, we don't see this happening, but if he did have to sit out and Jameis has to play a revenge game against the Bucs, you automatically take Jameis, though, right?
Not me, but I would definitely take it off of the board. You know,
LASIK Jameis,
because I think I know this is the first time Jameis has ever been able to potentially see a football or his teammates, because he got LASIK this past offseason after throwing 30 interceptions, but also leading the NFL in pass yards. So you take for that for what it is. But the thing about revenge games, which I love. Antonio Brown has a revenge game here, buddy.
True.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it last hour. Antonio Brown got home from the NO. Sean Payton asking what the deal, though. You know? Sean Payton and the Saints brought him in for a workout. They didn't sign him. They were actually a part of a rap song that is a heater from Antonio Brown. Does Antonio Brown potentially feel jaded, not only against the Saints, but everybody that didn't sign him for all this time? I assume he's going to have a big game. I would take jaded Antonio Brown over Jameis Winston coming back into a game against Tampa Bay. I think 10 times out of 10. What's that, Nick?
They also asked Antonio not to bring a documentary crew, and he brought every person he could find in the tri-state area with a camera.
Besides the point, Nick.
That is also a fact in that whole story. That was like before the workout. We knew, Antonio going into that workout, we knew that the standard was set from one of the insiders that was like, Antonio Brown has been asked to come alone to this workout or whatever. And then the day of the workout, we see footage of him walking in the building. It's like, well, is he shooting at himself or is that somebody else? But hey, listen, Antonio Brown, obviously, hopefully that documentary will be able to be a story that people will be able to learn from years down the road, like whether he got his mental health figured out throughout that entire process and everything like that. But it was rather interesting that we knew that he was asked to come alone, and he clearly did not.
Listen, manufactured or real, the chip is on his shoulder.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Remember, Michael Jordan lied about the goddamn Utah Jazz going into a restaurant and pooping in his plate or whatever. Never even happened. Also this weekend, another massive game. Ravens and the Colts. We'll talk to Naheem Hines here in about 17 minutes. He'll probably have a rather large game if I had to guess. How do you feel about this game, Gumpy? Do you have any nukes or stats for this one, or is this a game that you'll stay away from?
The Colts fall into that plus 2.5 or less dog this year, 18-4 against the spread. And here's a fact for you.
Okay.
The Ravens have never won in Indianapolis.
What? Just in the history of anything?
Since 1996, since they moved.
Still a team.
Well, that's when Cleveland moved to Baltimore. The team from Baltimore moved to Indy in 87 or 86 or something like that, 89.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mayflower.
It was the Mayflower. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Mr. Irsay loaded them up in left Baltimore and went over to Indianapolis overnight.
With sangria.
I do believe there was potentially sangria involved in that particular decision, and Baltimore was not happy. That's tough that has happened. I didn't know that. That particular stat means nothing to me because, like the teams that could have been playing. When was the last time they played in Indianapolis? I wonder. That's a little follow-up there. When was the last time they played in Indy?
2016, I believe. I could be wrong with that.
That's pre-Lamar, right? So that's a very different football team. That's Joe Flacco's squad. And I think I was there probably for that game. 2016, I think I played that season.
Congrats, you guys won.
Hey, we won.
You crushed it.
Nice.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Nice job.
Huge game.
Oh, I think
Massive
it might have been a preseason game. I don't know. I celebrated a punt, put it out. It was a coffin corner, I think. It was it was a game that didn't matter, and I did it.
2014, you were definitely there.
Yeah. We won? What was the score?
20-13.
Nice.
Close
Big
game.
field position
Close game. Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Sam Cooke went head-to-head. He's one of the greats. Had to do what he had to do.
Punter of the decade.
Yeah. That was a long time ago. So, yeah, different team. I don't
Colts defense haven't faced a top 10 offense this year either. The Ravens are 8th.
All right. So you're saying we hammer Tampa, and then we hammer the Colts.
Yeah.
That's what you're feeling. You're feeling pretty good about that?
Dogs are barking, my friend.
Will you have more of these at 3:30 at on Hammer Don?
Of course.
Okay, Hammer Don at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, or Hammer Don on any podcast streaming service. There, it is everywhere.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of the hosts of the show, so I like the show a lot. I was the pinky ring wearer of that show for 8 weeks straight. And this past weekend, I was beat by Michael Lombardi, so I will have to take this pinky ring off.
Come on.
No, not yet.
Hey, there's no shame in that. Guy's a wealth of football knowledge.
Yeah, he's awesome. It's like a football 101 show, plus a gambling show.
Makes me a lot of money.
Makes me a lot of money. Makes a lot of our listeners a lot of money.
Spend it on Arby's.
The only bingo.
I love Arby's.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Zach in Florida. What's going on, Zach?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing, Zach. What do you want to talk about, bub?
I mean, my favorite sports moment of the week definitely has to be that Robert Spillane pick. I mean, I heard it getting talked about earlier and how they were saying he wasn't performing or isn't going to perform going forward. But I'll have y'all know he did dust Marlon Brown, okay? The big man did it. Like, he ran straight through.
Hey, Zach, let him know about it, Zach. Are you a big Bob Spokane fan from before, or is it just whenever he started dominating here the last couple weeks?
Look, I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm a big fan of anyone that gets in a Steelers defense and tears through, you know?
Yeah, I agree, Zach. I don't think old Big Bob has been treated fairly in Pittsburgh at all, by the way. But it does feel like they're trying to run him out of town already.
He's only hated by one guy.
Who's that?
Mark Madden.
Well, I heard you guys talking about him off air when you were saying,
No.
Get your ad, Evan Foxy.
Bunch of rumbles all week. It was unbelievable. We love Bob Spokane.
Yeah, and then they were like, "But it'd be nice to get him off the field a little bit."
Need Avery Williams.
Foxy wishes he had a player in the Lions with half as much heart and talent as Bob Spillane.
Sneaky ass Lions.
He'd be the best player on the Lions.
Bob spoke. Well, Matthew Stafford's going to be a little bit upset that, but he's
not on the team anymore because he doesn't realize that it takes all of us.
Tony. Bob Spokane, though. The guy had a pick six or whatever, you know? Has a great game.
Yeah.
Then an hour and a half after the game, they trade for another guy in his position.
But the Steelers said it was just for depth. Bob is still going to be the starter.
Yeah, but you know what that means.
Writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Listen, I get you guys are all jealous of a 7-0 football team, but I mean, you're not going to bring them down in my heart.
Take them to the shed.
You're not lying.
Hey, listen. I love Bob, okay? He doesn't wear gloves. He tapes his fingers, pick six. He's old school. He hammers people, too. He will throw his face into somebody else's face. But for me, whatever's going to make them cover every single week like they have been, put them on the fucking field.
That's right.
But I don't care if it's Bob Spokane or anybody else. I love old Bob, though. I'm a big Spokane Bob guy. I think he's awesome. I'd like to be friends with Bob, to be honest with you. But it feels like with the moves that are being made, they're trying to run Bob Spokane out of fucking town.
That's just not true.
It does feel like
Why'd
that.
they get the other linebacker then, Tony?
Because you need depth.
It's an arms race. It's a goddamn
Unlike other teams in this room, we like to get better when we're in a Super Bowl run.
What are you talking about, baby? We just got Isaiah Ford. We're taking off. 11-5.
You're not in a Super Bowl run, but I think he was taking a shot at the Packers, actually. But those glasses are too damn good or whatever. Let's go to Tyler in Arkansas. Woo Pig Suey, pal. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, what's up, Dad? It's Feel Good Friday. How y'all doing today?
Hey, not too shabby. Are we Arkansas State or University of Arkansas, or what fans are we of?
Woo Pig Suey, brother. I called in a couple months ago, and I got faith in the Hogs.
Hey,
got it going.
Hey, me too down there.
Nice.
Hey, listen, I'm a big Woo Pig Suey guy. I think Arkansas had a big game a couple of weeks ago.
They're much improved this year.
Yeah, they're turning the whole damn thing around. John Daly would be pumped about that. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Oh, not much. Just wanted to give my Hogs a shout out. Feel Good Friday. It's a no-fly zone in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and that's my feel-good moment of the week for sport.
You're goddamn right, Tyler.
Yeah.
Hey, how about
Like that
Tyler
guy.
giving a shout out to
Yeah.
Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah, Razorbacks,
Call them
baby.
the Hogs, though.
Hogs, baby.
Hogs, though, down there. Hey, I like that for them. Because that team stunk for a long time.
Yeah, they still owe Brett Bielema like $12 million.
That's right.
There's a lawsuit coming
Yes,
down
there is.
for how much money they owe him, actually, because he got a job as an advisor for the Patriots. And this is a very interesting thing because whenever coaches get fired, all right, you can take another job, and normally there's some writing in the contract that if you take another job where you're making money, that they don't owe you any money. I've had friends who, not friends, but people I know who had lucrative coaching contracts. They got fired, and for like 4 to 5 years, they turned into professional golfers. They literally just golfed every day and lived off the coaching thing. And then whenever that thing ran, all right, we'll go back into the coordinator position or do whatever we got to do. And then you hear a lot of times guys get fired, and they're advisors at other teams, which means we're a part of a team. We are still working and building our resume, but we're not taking any money because we'll let the previous people pay us for their wrongdoings and for firing us early. Now, allegedly, there's something going on with the University of Arkansas. They're coming after Bielema because he became an advisor for the Patriots without taking any money, so that Arkansas still had to pay him. And Bill Belichick has actually now been, what's the word? Subpoenaed to speak in court about the whole thing. And I'll be intrigued by the probably very small court that this whole thing happens at, where they teach them how this goes with football coaches. Like, yeah, and there'll be, I don't know, probably 2,000 to 3,000 other examples of this happening in the history, and I can't wait to hear that judge go, well, not in our fucking town, man. We don't owe you a damn dollar. That's a very interesting little thing that kind of popped onto the internet this morning, but good for Arkansas kind of getting a team going down there. Yeah. Because they were getting blown out a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bielema left them in tough shape.
What was that before? Who was before that? It was the motorcycle accident guy.
Bob
right?
Petrino.
Yeah.
Oh. Still wearing his neck brace.
Where they rolled his ass out there. Can he walk? That's what they asked. He got in a motorcycle accident with his mistress on the back of the motorcycle.
Yep.
Crashes in town, right? Gets in the injury. It becomes a big deal. I think he doesn't have a motorcycle license or something. There's like 10 layers to it. And Arkansas decides to fire him immediately on the spot while he's still bleeding from the face.
Oh, yeah.
Has his neck thing, and they just kind of prop him out there. He can walk up here. Yeah, all right, go ahead and tell him what you did. And get run out of town. Then Bielema comes in, makes him even worse somehow.
Yeah.
And then now old buddy that's coaching him now has turned him around pretty quickly. Good for them. We've spent some nights in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Hey.
Darn it.
Good time?
Hey, ball flies down there. Golf ball flies down there. Ooh. Yeah, played golf over there in Darnell.
Huh.
Dardanelle. Darnell. Darnell. Jake Owen had a concert there one time. It's a great time. I almost got kicked out for having a sleeveless shirt on.
Can't do that.
That's bullshit.
Can't do that in Arkansas.
1 week before that, I was wearing a tank top with a bandana on my head, jorts, in a very high-end bar in New York City. 1 week later, I'm in Darnell, Arkansas. Basically same outfit. Can't come in here, pal.
That shit don't fly here.
You can't come in here, pal. I was like, excuse me? Like, well, biker gangs come through here. And that's how they look, basically. I was like, well, can I buy one of those seafoam green fucking shirts for Jake Owen then? So I had a seafoam green shirt on the entire time.
Good look.
Never in my life did I expect for Darnell, Arkansas. By the way, cool town. There's like two bars. It's like classic old. It's like straight out of a movie. Like the bank is here. This is here. There's a bar here. There's a bar here. Yeah, like a saloon here. It was a very good time. They were very nice to us. But never did I think like I wouldn't be able to get in with a tank top here. And by the way, those people had a great time that night. I mean, people were getting hit. And I saw the biggest human I've ever seen in my life. Do you remember that fucking, it was a specimen. This guy standing in front of me because we're at the concert. His back might have been the size of one of those like commercial freezers. You know what I mean? So I had a couple beers in me or whatever, and I'd been on some other things, edibles and everything like that. I was feeling pretty good about myself, and nobody had a clue who we were at the time. And I'd never seen something like that. So I literally just I poked this guy in the middle of his back. He turns around, right? He's got cowboy boots on, his big ass thing. I'm like, you're the biggest motherfucker I've ever seen. And he goes, oh, thanks, man. You know, he was a body bodybuilder. He was like a body guy or a power lifter guy or something like that. He was like something like 1,000 pounds. Like he was like a guy who's probably going to be famous here in the next couple of years. I was just like poking him in one of his. You're the biggest motherfucker I've ever seen. I'm happy I didn't die now that I think about it, but he's a good guy.
You got to be careful poking the bear like that.
Arkansas, yeah, exactly. I was poking the bear.
You never know.
Get the claws.
Zito, what's the poll looking like before we get to a break to Naheem Hines here?
Yes, sir.
I would recommend going to Arkansas, by the way.
I know that.
I would recommend going to Arkansas one time.
I'll check it out.
Arkansas.
Go to the Hogs.
I would assume nobody's ever said that, by the way. Like, don't go unless you have something going on, obviously. But when you go there, you'll be pleasantly surprised with how cool of a place it was. We were in a dry county. John Daly grew up in a dry county. But every house had 70 to 80 cases of Miller Lite.
Smart. They were ready.
Every house turned into a bar because it was a dry
How far did the drive?
Out of the county. It was a little bit of a haul, though. We did not make it to any place where we could buy for the house. But the bars, they have all...
Raking in.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. I've never been to a dry county before. John Daly grew up in one. That's a joke.
How are you allowed to have bars there?
What's that?
If it's dry.
Well, because I think they have licenses, so they're like the only ones that are allowed to do it. I would
Only game in town.
I would assume way back in the day that's why they ran it. It was back whenever what was Nucky Thompson doing?
Yeah, Prohibition and whatnot.
Yeah, Prohibition. You probably had to get a license.
Alcohol.
Everybody else can't get it. What was that show called? Incredibly Slow. Everybody loved it, but he fell asleep 4 minutes into every
Come
single
on,
episode.
dude. Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, that fucking
Season
show.
2.
That
Give it a
show.
chance.
Bro, it was the slowest show of all time.
Some of the people-
Gotta watch it.
I can't do it. It was just so slow. I mean, I understood. I liked everything about it, by the way. I tried to run our own Nucky Thompson operation when they banned Four Loko.
Yeah.
I told Nick, I was going to wire him money. That was before the Venmo or the PayPal or anything like that. And I was like, go buy all the Four Loko in Pittsburgh. Let's just go ahead and sell this underground or whatever. We only were able to get like a case. I don't know how Nucky had the availability to get so much. But we wanted to do that strictly off him. But that show was terrible. It was so slow. I don't know how anybody... It was.
You gotta give it a shot.
No, and who's the guy? Buscemi?
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Golly.
First ballot.
How has he been able to do what he's been able to do?
Great actor.
Yeah.
He's a firefighter, right?
Well, he saved the planet, I think, right there. At one point, he went up in space, didn't he?
Yeah,
There?
he was on that rock.
He's also a big Sandler guy in a lot of Sandler movies, which is why I'm surprised you're bashing on Buscemi.
I'm talking about when he doesn't do Sandler stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so when he does the good stuff.
No!
Oh, shut up. Oh, come on.
That's why your shit gets robbed every night.
Oh, God.
That's
You know
why.
you didn't like Muppet Halloween.
Whoa.
Take that back.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
Me more than anybody would have liked that Halloween.
Movie
That
was unbelievable.
That was called
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, I loved Hubie Halloween because all the callbacks to all the other incredible Adam Sandler things.
Yeah.
You're barking up the wrong tree, pal, with that one.
Yeah.
There was some misses, though. I mean, there was some misses.
No.
Yeah, there was a couple misses. Jokes. Not talking movies. Just jokes within movies, obviously.
I mean, who hasn't? Who hasn't had an odd miss?
Yeah, Ferrell came out with Sherlock and Holmes.
Now, I will say I was a massive, massive Will Ferrell fan.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe he potentially lost his fastball for a little bit, but he is back.
He's back. Is
Will
he?
Ferrell is back.
Is he?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
He did something since Sherlock Holmes, so that means he had to bounce back.
Is he going to be in Wedding Crashers too?
I hope so.
He should be. Yeah, they're coming out with that.
What's the poll so we can get to a break?
Who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now? We put the option for other, but then Aaron actually dropped to 3 at 29.2%. Patrick Mahomes, 31.6%. And Russell Wilson, 33.8%.
What the hell is going on?
They don't know.
That's fine. Who cares?
Yeah, underdog, baby.
A lot of people say we potentially, try to, persuade the election of our polls.
We wouldn't.
We don't do that.
We wouldn't.
I mean, we don't just point out all the positives of one particular person and all the negatives of the other.
No.
That's called news. You ever heard of it?
Proof's in the pudding.
That's called journalism these days, dude.
Jeez.
We're losing, though. But the wake-up ballots are coming in.
That's right.
222-ish here on the East Coast. The wake-up ballots are coming in. Today's show is brought to you by Amaze. Amaze raises money for charities across the world by offering incredible prizes and experiences. And so far, they've raised over $130 million for charities.
Wow.
They're giving away a custom Tesla Model X Performance and $20,000 to somebody who has donated supporting the Juju Foundation.
Wow.
Good guy.
The wording here says they are giving away a custom Tesla Model X Performance and $20,000 with every donation supporting the Juju Foundation.
Wow.
That's their copy, by the way.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're not actually doing that.
I would assume they're not going to give away a Tesla and $20,000 with every single donation, no matter the fee, that's probably a typo. That's probably a typo. But if you do donate to the Juju Foundation, through that, you automatically enter yourselves into potentially winning a custom Tesla Model X Performance or $20,000.
Oh, okay.
You know? Because I do think there's a chance that you could think that if you donate, you win both those things.
Right.
With the way they have it worded here.
I mean, maybe try. Donate $1. See if they send you a Tesla.
You know, because Omaze has like an advertising, a marketing agency handle it, and they write up the things.
Sure.
I wonder if Omaze knows that the way this thing is written, it very clearly says that they're giving away $20,000 and a Tesla with every donation. They'll put them out of business.
Yes, it would.
Good thing we did a quick edit there.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for us, Omaze is potentially no more.
Correct.
But since they still exist because of us now, know that the foundation you're helping, the Juju Foundation, it's ran by Juju Smith-Schuster, and it's a nonprofit dedicated to support of youth initiatives and lifting the spirits of those in need.
Nice.
See that?
Good
Happy
job.
to save this. In addition to the Model X's roomy 6 seats, industry-leading charge range, goes a long way. And ludicrous acceleration. Yeah, ludicrous, like move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. That's the acceleration. Anything in front, okay? Need to get out of the way because we're coming faster than any other car in the history, which is kind of interesting because people have been trying to get 0 to 60 numbers as low as possible for a long, long time. Then a guy came through and made an electric vehicle somehow be faster than any other car on the planet without using any gas and changing the engine up completely in its entirety of being 100 and some years old. It's almost like the person that created it is an alien from another planet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I have a Tesla. I'd like to let you know. It was a intoxicated purchase on the internet.
Nice.
P85D. It's one of the first models there. It is like if you had a golf cart that had a faster acceleration than any other car you've ever been in your entire life. You know how you hit a golf cart, it just starts going, right? There's no clicking of gears or anything like it. The Tesla, whenever you hit it, it just gets going. I get car sick every time I'm in it. That's why I can't drive it anymore. Because it's very hard. Because when you're not on the gas, by the way, it's slowing you down. And it's recharging its battery while doing it. So while you're so it's hard not to just go, woo, 80, 50.
Light, charge.
Woo, 80, charge. Woo. Charge. It's hard not to do it because of how impressive. You get the G-forces like you're a goddamn naval pilot.
It's such a sick car.
SpaceX.
For your chance to win a Tesla Model X or $20,000 cash and support a great cause, go to omaze.com/Pat. That's OMAZE.com/PAT. We're talking 80. Charge. Disappear. Charge. Get car sick. Charge. You can have that experience.
And no gas.
But you do have to plug it into your house. Which is actually really cool. You just kind of pull in. You're like, let me plug this sumbitch in real quick. And then you walk away. You can win that. Omaze.com/Pat. Naeem Hines joins us on the other side if he has any time, because we are late because of what I just talked about with Tesla. This is the Pat McAfee Show. Feel Good Friday, November 6th. We'll see you on the other side. We have no idea how to do the subway system, but Z is doing the directing, the mapping, the planning. Well, my tower is in 10 minutes. That train should be ready. He knew his shit. He said it's going that way. This is Zito guided tour. We're not going to get spot on the train. We should get on an Uber. This was a bad idea. This was a bad decision. Oh, wow. I mean, this is going to be interesting.
Are we on the right way to Yankee Stadium right now? To the Bronx.
I don't like that hesitancy.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
New York it's a bit much. There's shit everywhere. It smells like shit. There's a lot of people, but it's a hub of industry out here, you know.
Thank you so much. Hey, let's go now, Yanks.
Hey, what are we saying now, Kanaki?
Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated. We the out of the darkness I rose up. Golden my soul, it's a gold rush. Honor and freedom, I toast up. Kicking game on the snare drum. Right on the beat, let it bleed out like sacrifices. Cut it open, emotions. Spilling like oil and coasting. Therapy for my mental, I'm pinning a pistol and shoot down the criticisms individually. I heard the voices that told us. Throw dirt on my name and wish me the worst and stole us. Shot through the heart and pray on my downfall. But yes, he prevailed. Stand on top of the chest like Olympic gold. Rapids move on the field like a jazz song. Witness greatness, look up in LeBron home. Remember next time before you doubt us. That only made me go.
This a mixtape popping from the press gate. Out the Shit's Creek, short of call to catch weight. This the real deal, Holyfield without a deal. Holding up the status quo, start the fire, yeah. Bonafide, fly, bad guy floating in the sky. Skip it with the beat like a coaster on a ride. Remedy, repeat, feed the focus, come alive. Kill them in they sleep, if they wake up galvanized. Tally high up the ladder, sayonara, see you later till tomorrow. Bring the papers as a favor. Mr. Neighbor good, grew up in the neighborhood. Never thought I could be someone that would stay for good. So the story goes, sold myself for student loans. Also mental goal, plus the middle where to go. I'm posted at the road, smoking pot with Monaco. Supposed to be at home, told my parents adios. Comma closed in my checking, yeah, I'm broke. It's all good though, lately I've been on the road. You know, the blue collar, boo saga, lifestyle of Chicago. Well, it's always details with the females. Cheap thrills, 3 bills, paying wholesale. Ba-da-ba-ba, the beat goes on. Ba-da-ba-ba, the beat goes on. Ba-da-ba-ba, the beat goes on. Ba-da-ba-ba, the beat.
You do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
Do not talk about
Pat McAfee.
One fight at a time, fellas.
The Pat McAfee Show.
That's right.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. I was definitely here that entire time.
Yeah.
Did not just sprint in here. Joining us now is a man who had maybe the most sensational athletic celebration I've ever seen in my entire life in the NFL. He did a round-off McTwisty half grind thing. Ladies and gentlemen, running back for the Indianapolis Colts, Nyheim Hines. What up, man?
Great to be on the show.
Hey, great to have you. Obviously, I've gotten a chance to watch you work here the last couple of years. You're a very talented running back. You don't get talked about a lot outside of Indianapolis, which is a shame, and I assume you don't mind because you just play good football. But what you did this past weekend after scoring your first and then doing it again after scoring your second touchdown has really captivated people because the amount of athleticism that it takes to do a round-off back thingy where you're spinning and you almost stuck the first one, you almost stuck the landing completely in full pads. I assume you were a bit winded with a helmet on. Was one of the most incredible parkour gymnastic feats I've ever seen in my entire life, Nyheim.
Well, I used to parkour when I was a little bit younger, and I'm not the biggest guy. We all know that, but I'm an athlete too. So I guess I just wanted to show off the athleticism. Not all of us are like DeForest Buckner, who look crazy and crazy athletic. So I had to show it off a little bit. So. Oh yeah, that was about 3 years ago. So been doing it for a while.
We're showing some videos on YouTube of him doing some extreme walking in the woods. It seems like there he just planted off the side of, I believe, a bathroom and did the same backflip twist thing. So you weren't really, were you a gymnast, or was it just like you knew that you were able to flip and you got into the parkour? Because it looks like that was an actual we went out and did that to have a good time. And why did I not choose to do the same thing? Maybe it would have upped my athleticism a little bit, Nyheim.
Yeah, I was never a gymnast. Learn how to do some of those flips on the trampoline, and then when you're 12, 13 years old, you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. So just went out there, did it, and in between classes, I used to flip. And some kids play video games, which I did too. But I had friends like the friends I was actually flipping with in those videos, and we used to go around the neighborhood, flip off the trees, and that's what we really did. It was just fun, and it's something a lot of people couldn't do. So I took a lot of pride in it, and I wanted to get the reps in and make sure whenever that time comes, I'll make sure I stick the landing.
Have you ever done it in pads before? Because a lot of people on the internet that were in the gymnast world were like, the pads, like let alone being tired, probably very winded, but the pads not being able to see where you're going is the most impressive part. Have you practiced it before in practice with pads before, or in a game before, or was that the first time?
I think I've done it one other time with pads. I remember 2018, the rookie premiere. Josh Allen and this is how I actually met Josh Allen. We were actually dancing to a Taylor Swift song, so I didn't have a helmet on, but I had the shoulder pads on and full gear and cleats, and I did at the rookie premiere. And they used it in the commercial, so it's kind of funny. Nobody talked about it then, but I guess I just had to score a touchdown and have a helmet on to do it. But I've done it with pads on today.
You're in your third year out of NC State, and like I said at the beginning of this, in Indianapolis, we've gotten a chance to see you. Like we've gotten a chance to see your town out of the backfield, in the backfield, everything like that. This year, you have a guy who's 75 years old playing quarterback, who's also out of NC State. What has Phillip Rivers added to the Indianapolis Colts organization, or to the building, or the locker room, or to your life that has really made you guys really take the next step if you have to?
First of all, veteran leadership. It's been really cool, with all the quarterbacks we have, but having a quarterback who's been around 17 years, who's seen everything, is been really remarkable. And seeing things before it happen, just the visualization he has before a play has been remarkable. And then his trash talking has been hilarious. The dadgummits and all those. It's been really fun. And if you've ever seen him mic'd up, which most of us probably had, it's seeing it in person and hearing about it, being from NC State, is way different. Seeing it in person is even funnier and even more fun.
There's been a couple mic'd up moments, and even when you watch the game, you hear him talking to Jonathan Taylor, and he'll be like, wait, run that guy over. Because Jonathan was either like trying to move or something like that. And I feel like Phil sees him as a rookie, younger guy, and he's like, hey, just run that guy over right there. Does he do that with everybody? Is it like he's like, I don't want to say like teaching, but coaching, or like giving information, because the guy's been around football for so damn long and at such a high level. And has he ever done anything like that to you? And what was something you kind of stuck with?
Yeah, you said it right. It's coaching. It's and this, how it is in the NFL. It's all about respect. When you pay your dues and you pay those years you've had, especially most people don't get to 17 years. You can coach people up. So even with me, like sometimes right before the snap of the ball, he'll see a certain look. He'll be like, do this, do that. He'll be like, so and so's coming. Just just from him seeing it, and it's helped me a lot. Just there have been times where maybe I didn't see the safety coming, or he may not have been in my progression. He's like 36, I ain't 36. He'll say, "Say hut, right on cue, 36 is coming." So. It's been really good just having that veteran leadership, especially in the backfield, and we can actually hear them. So, receivers don't get that luxury, but definitely being in the backfield where we can, see them and hear them, and it's been remarkable for me, truthfully.
Well, especially with no fans too, right?
Oh yeah, and he's a talker. He talks. He'll be like, "Don't come in here. All right, guys, we're good." And you can hear all that, which has been great. So you don't have to worry about a kill or no checks or any of that.
Running backs, the transition from college to the NFL, pass blocking is obviously a big thing. And you just illustrated how Phil is basically telling you who to pick up, who the offensive line is not going to have that will be coming free or whatever. Has that been something that has been tough to kind of adjust to, just because you're going against grown men who practice pass rush moves and you're not technically an offensive lineman or been working on any of your hands or anything your entire life? Has that been something that's tough, or is it kind of natural or more willpower?
It's I think with pass blocking, it first comes with just the want to and willingness. If you have the want to and willingness, you'll be able to at least strike the guy. And then having a coach like Coach Rathman, he's straight old school, so he's not putting you out there if you're putting passes on film and getting ran over. So we work on pass blocking drills, but it's definitely a big transition from like high school to college, being taught the technique and really the protections. In college, you don't really do that many protections. In the NFL, we have a million protections based on who we're playing and the looks, and every week it changes. So you have to be real smart and real disciplined with where your eyes are.
Naeem, you mentioned dadgummit Rivers. Have you guys tried to bait him into saying like fuck or shit, or is he just stone cold the whole time?
I've never heard him cuss. Like, I don't even think we baited him, but there have been a lot of guys, like, fights have broken out. Like last week, people were cussing and he still was dadgumming it and freaking it and all that stuff. He didn't I was actually protecting Phillip the one play we had last week, and it was like he just still didn't do it. So if a guy's gonna slam him to the ground and he's not gonna do it, I mean, I don't think he's gonna do it.
I heard he's a legend in the locker room with cornhole, and then I guess there's a basketball hoop game I heard that he got hot in. He's just always the same human, huh?
Yeah, him and Jacoby, we don't play against the quarterbacks unless they're split up. Him and Jacoby, I watched them. They were shooting for money. They literally shot like 30 shots in a row, didn't miss. Free throws, threes, they were moving out the corner. They didn't miss. Like when Phillip or Jacoby miss, it's like almost a shock. It's like, oh, they missed. So,
what is it? So you guys have a basketball hoop in? Is it a little basketball? Is it a big?
Like sometimes it's something we've been doing since Coach Frank got here. Sometimes we'll have like position groups go up, and it's in front of everybody too. Like sometimes you go to the side for money, but like for our team meetings, we go in there, and sometimes the running backs will go into linebackers, and it's real competitive. Like people put money on it, and a lot of bragging rights go on that. Sometimes we have trophies, and even cornhole's like that. You don't want to get beat in cornhole because it's in the locker room and everybody can see it. So it's not even you losing; you losing pride and dignity because you know your friends are gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a buck or two here or there, not a big problem, anyways. Naheem, I know that's what is going on there. The cornhole back whenever I was there, by the way, Naheem, man, I hear there's some real players in there. I wish that there was some real players back whenever I was in there. That would have been a lot of fun. I heard there's some real players in that locker room right now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of great players. And look, man, you know your family and a legend. You can always come back. You can always come back and we see how you fit in. Man.
I know. I got
it. Well, some of this work, man.
Yeah, not this year because of COVID, but next year. I will get in there. I will get in there. Let's talk about COVID. You guys have had 2 small outbreaks, but they've been contained. And a lot of people would say, well, they shouldn't have anybody that had it. But I think the better way to look at it is the protocols seem to be working because somebody will have it in the social distancing and the mask police and the mask force that's in there. What has it been like to play this year as opposed to the previous 2 years? Obviously, it's different. But has it gotten to a point where it's like this is the new normal and we're kind of past it? Or is it every day? Is there like a little bit of a nuisance or annoyance with some little BS thing that you have to do? Because it does take all of us. It takes all of us, Naheem. It takes all of us. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll say it's becoming the new normal, but every day it's something. Like this morning, I literally got out the car and forgot to get my mask, and I was halfway in the facility. You know how it is in Indy when it's cold.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully it's warm. I sat there and was like, am I gonna cover my face today? I'm gonna go get my mask. And I walked back and got my mask. And even when we had the I don't know exactly what they're called, but they cover your mouth. They cover your mouth for COVID. And if you had your helmet off today, you had to be 6 feet away from everybody. So I think with us, it just requires a great sense of professionalism. And, we have we do a great job of the people like the trainers and even Coach Frank and even Phillip today telling people like the protocols and how we can get fined and all that. And I think if we just stay on top of each other and hold each other accountable, I think we can keep the outbreak pretty small.
Naheem, how impactful has it been having a couple of other younger guys in the running back room? Like, because I know you guys are obviously, challenging each other for reps, but like, has that made you a lot better being competitive day in and day out?
Absolutely. Just I'm not even gonna say just younger guys. Just every day you got to go out there and compete. Jordan, Jonathan, and even Marlon before the injury. You got to when Coach Rathman or Coach Frank or whoever puts you out there is out there. You have to go out there and execute because there's somebody who is just as willing and just as capable. And it's running backs aren't like a receiver. There's normally only one running back out there. So you have to go out there and really earn it. And we have a great room. We all coach each other up. We see what we see. And even Jordan, some of our runs last week, we talked about on the sideline. He didn't get that rep. JT was telling him how they were playing. And then we go out there and Jordan goes out there and executes. And that's how it has to be. When you're not in, you have to see what you see and hear what other people are saying. And then when you go in there, you got to execute.
Were you on the team with Frank Gore? I don't remember. Was Frank?
No, sir. That was the year before.
Oh, man.
I heard some stories about him, though. Great guy. And he was a dog, I heard.
Dog. Hey, absolutely. He was awesome. What are some running backs what's that? Yeah. What are some running backs that you've kind of looked up to or modeled your game after?
Growing up, I was born in 96. The first running back I think I ever saw was probably first off, Reggie Bush growing up. I'll never forget the USC Texas game. Like I remember how upset I was, watching Lindell White and Reggie lose that game. I was so upset. I almost cried a little bit. And then after that, I grew up liking Chris Johnson, but Barry Sanders and Ward Dunn and Reggie Bush, those are probably my top 3. I grew up liking all those guys. And I think in each of those guys, I have a little bit of similarities. Maybe not exactly all of them, but from each of those guys, I think I could pick something off of my game that I'm similar to them in.
You're a hell of a football player, man. You really are. Indianapolis has it's an awesome. I mean, the backfield has a lot of great guys in the running backfield, but for you've been I don't want to say a surprise, but like whenever you get on the field, it always feels like you're making plays, and it's been really nice to watch, man. And I'm happy the world's talking about you because of your parkour pass, pal. So I appreciate your time today. Stay safe. Make sure you keep that damn mask on because.
Takes all of us.
It takes all of us, all right? I mean, there we go. Hey. Yeah, are you an Adidas? Are you an Adidas guy?
Yes, I am. You got to mask up, though. Definitely. Adidas sent it to me, so I'm excited about that.
Hey, congrats on being an Adidas guy. There's not a lot of Adidas guys in the NFL. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. And also, I'm a big fan of the show, so thank you for having me on.
You're the man. Keep killing it. Naeem Hines. He's really good. Nobody knows he exists outside of Indianapolis, and that's great for us. Every time he gets the ball, it feels like something good's happening. He's electric. He's electric with the ball, and that I still don't know what the name of it is. I was hoping he would tell me the name of it because Gymnast Twitter was coming after me on Sunday whenever I called it a round off McTwist.
Close enough, right?
I thought that's what it was.
Well, I think it was a half axle ollie too, potentially in there.
Maybe.
It's a Lotus.
Yeah, if you do, it's Mansouri told me in the middle of the conversation there, and I forgot to say it. It's him and his twin sister's birthday next Thursday.
Oh, nice. He's a twin.
Hey, Naeem, he says he watches the show. Happy birthday. Somebody remind me next Thursday to wish Naeem Hines and his twin sister. Somebody write that down. Write that down. Maybe YouTube comment section, please remind me, please. Did you just put it in your phone there?
Yeah, remind Pat Hines' birthday next Thursday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So Zito does that. Okay.
It works.
And he doesn't push a button. I've never had Siri turned on my phone. Okay. Never had it turned on my phone because I was always like, if I don't turn her on, they won't just listen to everything I do.
Exactly.
But now we're at the point, though, where they do listen to everything you do because the advertising, if they hear you say something, it's going to pop into your life or whatever. And that's just, by the way, completely understood now at this point by everybody, which is a little bit alarming. I think that we all just have something in our pocket listening to every single thing we're doing and tracking and in our location and everything like that. But we're all at the point where it's like, I don't have Siri on because I didn't want that to happen, but now it's just naturally happening. And, hey, there's nothing we can do about it, and this is our life now, and I'm sure it'll be great. It'll work out.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll work out great for everybody.
It'll be okay.
Database on you.
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, it'll be completely fine. Because I never did TikTok, so they never got my deep fakes or anything. So I'll be completely fine.
Yeah.
But there's no way what Zito does. Just holds his phone up with a completely blank screen, pushes no buttons, speaks into the bottom of it, and just says, "Hey, remind me 2 weeks from now." Blah blah blah. There's no way that.
Well, it's like having a scatographer. Stat graphicer.
I think you're looking for stenographer.
Yes, that's the one.
You're talking about the court person.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
When you speak into the bottom of your phone without touching any buttons or turning it on, that is like having a stenographer?
Yeah, it's like the ad things. They know what you're saying. And it sends it back to my brain.
Let's go to Chuck in Chicago's. Everybody from there dumb.
Whoa. What's up, Big Chuck?
Hey, I'm going to get straight to it, guys. I am sick and tired of all the trash talk about the Bears' offense and that their offensive line couldn't stop a toddler with an iPhone. We're going to prove the doubters wrong this Sunday when we head to Tennessee and stomp a mud hole in the Tennessee Titans' ass.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
I believe in Chuck.
We do have an update. I believe in Chuck Pagano too. We have an update on Mitchell Trubisky. You meant Chuck from? You think that was Chuck Pagano there? From,
I think so. Yeah.
Potentially Chuck Pagano, defense coordinator for the Chicago Bears, just called in. The Mitchell Trubisky injury that caused him to fly out to Los Angeles to see a specialist yesterday, he is now back with the Chicago Bears today?
Yes, that's what's coming in right now, yep.
So what was the flight to L.A. all about? Was that just to get a second opinion?
It seems like it was probably a second opinion.
And he's good to go? He's practicing, and he's going to be back up on Sunday against the Titans?
It sure sounds like it.
Is that what's happening, Gumpy? Do you know more about this than...
It feels like the injury when Chase Daniel came in last year.
What do you mean?
Oh, the hug at the end of the game.
Get him out of the building. Let's have Foles really take over this week.
It is very interesting, though, because if you went to Los Angeles, I automatically assume, like, oh, he's going to get some sort of procedure done. Because in the middle of the season, middle of the week, you fly to somebody, but you're not being put on IR or anything like that. I was like, oh, there must be a procedure. We'll hear about this in a couple of days. We'll see what happens. Now we're back today, and they're like, no, he's perfectly fine. Yeah, we're just practicing or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And how? And maybe he's not perfectly fine. Maybe we haven't seen the update that has updated us about what has happened with Mitchell. But it sure feels like he just took a trip out to LA to go see something, come right back. Maybe it was a chiropractor. Maybe it was something to do something. Maybe it was a specialist to get something back in place. He had that one play where they threw him out there just to get tackled, right? And then they brought him out and put Nick Foles back in.
He kept the ball and went 3 yards and took a big hit.
Let's go to Jared in Miami. Jared, what's going on?
Hey, Pat and boys, how you doing on a Feel Good Friday?
Hey, better than Mitchell Trubisky. What do you want to talk about, pal?
I just want to congratulate you again on your first million of millions of YouTube followers.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Long-time follower on YouTube.
We appreciate you, Jared. Really appreciate that, man. What do you want to talk about, Bub?
Quick question. So, with Le'Veon Bell going to the Chiefs and Antonio Brown going to Tampa Bay, would they be roadblocks for the Steelers, or are the Steelers going to bulldoze them all the way to championship number 7?
Great question. It sounds like there's a Steelers fan down there in Miami named Jared. It is very interesting that Lev Bell and Antonio Brown wanted out of Pittsburgh. They get out of Pittsburgh, and I mean, they took a couple, stops, but they both ended up at the top of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty. Maybe we should congratulate now.
Well, they haven't done anything yet.
What's that, dude?
They haven't done anything yet.
I mean, Lev Bell.
He had 6 carries for 7 yards on Sunday. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they caught a screen there that first game.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Receptions,
34 flew up the sideline.
Well, AB hasn't ruined the Bucs yet, but just wait.
Whoa.
Pop off on Sunday night.
Yeah, he'll be good for a game or two.
No, Antonio Brown is about to go, and they're probably going to put him at punt returner, too. Wait till you see what the fuck happens.
Jeez.
Thomas Morstead, who's my guy, he's a great punter, so he'll probably be able to keep him out of there or whatever, but if Thomas misses one and Antonio Brown's back here, good night, Morstead. That is Sunday Night Football, Antonio Brown highlight reel waiting to happen. He's just been, running sprints on high school football fields down in South Florida for the last 2 years?
Staying in football.
Oh, my God. He's going to do something big, I think, on Sunday night. I don't know how many prop bets I can hit for Antonio Brown, but I'm hammering the over on all of them, I think.
Yeah.
He gets a good workout in his gym, too.
Oh, come on.
Oh, boy.
Why would you bring that up?
Oh, no.
I know you're
Working out in his gym?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He works out in his gym.
Well, no, but he was
what was talking about one certain part. But.
No, I mean, you guys are talking about when he was getting his baloney gnawed on, and we're not talking about that. We're talking about him hitting the weights.
Guy likes to work out, dude. That's all I was saying.
I don't know what you guys are actually talking about right now. And I did not know that this was going to be how this conversation was going to go, but I should have known. Yeah. Sitting around a room with a bunch of stooges and scumbags.
Paid top dollar to get Tiana Trump to fly down there and get in the gym and work him out.
What do you?
Oh God!
He endorsed a different Trump.
Tiana. I don't even know what this is.
What's going on?
Let's go to Garrett in Columbia.
What's throwing a power?
Columbia, South Carolina.
Columbia, Mizzou, Pat.
Oh, M-I-Z-Z-O. You already know. What's going on, pal?
Oh, it's M-I-Z, fuck KU over here.
Okay, yeah, Kansas can get it, right? Yeah. Hey, is that real?
They're a really good football team.
You haven't talked about Tommy Townsend throwing it.
Hold on, Garrett. You guys say M-I-Z, fuck K-U. That is Kansas is the big one?
Kansas is public enemy number 1 here in Columbia, Missouri.
For basketball? Is that for basketball?
All sports. And they're too much of babies to come back and play us each year in any sport. They backed out once we moved to the SEC a couple years ago.
Well, it seems like you guys ran from Kansas, if I had to really break that. If I'm on Kansas' side, I'm saying, well, Missouri ran from us. That's probably what they say, right? Is that what they say, Garrett?
No, they don't say that. They don't respect us enough, and it's pretty sad to see.
Well, I was about to say, I didn't know anybody had something with Kansas. I thought we were all pretty pumped for Kansas when they won. I guess in basketball, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, they're very good. But football, I think they're good this year. No,
they stink.
No, they
are
stink.
very, very bad.
Yeah. So
Miles can't fix that program. Nobody can fix that program.
Man, Gino almost took Mark to the top.
Oh yeah, with the whistle.
Pittsburgh guy.
I forgot about that. Anyways, what do you want to talk about, pal?
First of all, shout out to the boys of the pod. McAfee Mafia member here.
Hey, we
gonna have to go get myself a non-Stetson hat here pretty soon.
Smart.
And then I wanted to talk about, you haven't talked about Tommy Townsend throwing an absolute bullet on 4th and 5 on Sunday against the New York Jets.
Good call, Garrett. I apologize for that. Tommy Townsend is a guy who he's a punter for the Chiefs. He replaced Dustin Colquitt. So I love Dustin Colquitt coming in. You got to have to be great. He hits moon balls. I mean, he hits big. He's very, very strong. I don't know how consistent he is, and it's going to be tough to be consistent whenever you only punt once or twice a game. A lot of people think that's easier to be a punter that doesn't punt a lot. It's much harder because if you're punting 7 times a game, which some punters are doing, it's like an at-bat. Like you get a chance if you by the way, if you get 7 at-bats, you can get out 4 or 5 times, and you only have to have 2 good ones. If you're punting 7 times, you only got to have like 3, 4 really good punts, and you can have 3 bad ones. When you don't punt much, and I don't know Tommy Townsend's stats. He's probably punting more this year than Colquitt was punting last year because that offense was taking over the world or whatever. It's not easy to do that. Like it's much harder because they matter much more. Everything you're doing, they normally don't come until late in the game. So you've been sitting around for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and it's not. You don't get into a rhythm. You don't get into a flow. So I'm not saying that the job is hard. I'm saying it's easier whenever you have 7, 8 punts a game. But if you're doing that, your team stinks and your life is not as happy. So there's obviously a give and take in that entire system there. But Tommy Townsend is an athlete, freak athlete. I'm happy for him. He's a good dude.
He's tied for 14th in the league with 26 punts. He's averaging 47.6 a punt. Long is 67, and he's got 9 inside of 20.
He hit this one ball. It was like maybe a 6-second hang time, I think. I was very flabbergasted by it. I was watching it on TV, and I was like, they put that in slow motion. And then the TV I was watching didn't have DVR.
Oh, no. We've been asking about it. They haven't sent it.
We have been. I don't have good enough internet, I don't think.
Is that what they said?
I think. Yeah,
those sons of...
Do you like the 0 punt game, or is that something that you never want to see? Like Morstead.
If we're winning, we're cool. If it's winning, I want to let you know, every punter you talk to, you're not going to find any punter that's like, you know what? I'd rather punt than us win.
Yeah.
And if you do, that person's not going to be on your team for long. Punters are here for a good time, baby. That's it. We know what our role is. Our role is to give the ball back. Okay, this is a strategic turnover. We are trying to gain as much field position as possible for our defense to do it. And if we do that, we're probably going to win. And we like to celebrate. We like to be happy. That's what we're here for. If we only got to hold, I'm cool with that. That's like whenever Colts fans, whenever I would tweet out that I'm giving away tickets or whatever, they'd be like, "I'll take the tickets. Don't want to see you tomorrow, though. Don't want to see you on the field tomorrow." I'm like, all right, I'm holding and kicking off. I mean, I have a lot of jobs, but I don't want to punt either. I get it, but that's just not normally how it goes. But if it does, I am here to celebrate the shit out of it. I'll read it after. It's been a hell of a week here. A lot has happened in the world. I hope we have been a nice distraction from all of that. Who knows when it will all end over there in the Politai world? Honestly, probably not soon, but we'll be here talking about the sports, hopefully bringing you guests that have great conversations with us so you can be enlightened, entertained, or informed. Big thanks to Aaron Rodgers making it happen. Naeem Hines making it happen. All the guests from this week, all the boys here, and Mad Dog for having a channel that has us on it. Big thanks to all of you. You're the greatest humans on earth. Chris Mad Dog Russo is next with Mad Dog Unleashed. Did you know that there's a company that has high quality shades for far less than expensive brands?
Is that right?
They also have one of the best warranties in the history of anything.
Oh, hell yeah.
This warranty gives replacements if they're lost or broken, and a lifetime craftsmanship warranty. Plus, with every single order, they donate 10 meals to fight hunger in America.
Wow. That's nice.
There's a sunglass company that has all that and more, including incredible designs. The boys are rocking some of them around right now. Hey, everybody, cool glasses, by the way.
Cool glasses.
Cool glasses, by the way. Shady Rays is the greatest sunglass company on earth because of a lot of reasons.
Oh, yeah.
They're an independent sunglass company, so they're not just some big-ass corporation that overcharges for shades. No. Everyone knows sunglasses are way overpriced, and they do it differently with premium polarized shades at a fraction of the big-name brand cost. Shady Rays also has one of the best warranties in all of eyewear or anything. Replacements of shades if they're lost or broken for any reason at all. It doesn't matter if your shades are
stolen out of your car.
It doesn't matter if your shades are stolen
Out of your car.
House. It doesn't matter if your shades are stolen out of your pocket, your shades are forgotten, your shades are broken, your shades are
rolled over and crunched by the car wheel.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
How about a truck wheel?
That too.
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
Nope.
Never replace them. See if any other stupid ass sunglass company will do that for you.
They won't.
I don't think so.
Even with that strong of a warranty, they managed to make quality that we can tell you is just as good as any other pair you've ever worn. Most Shady Rays start at just $48. Wow. Shady Rays also provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed and have provided over 10 million meals to date. They stand behind their product and told our team that if anyone has a problem, they throw profit out the window and do what it takes to get it right. Free returns, free exchanges. You either love the shades or Shady Rays will pay to ship them back. That's it. Exclusively for viewers of this show, they gave us the best deal they have to offer. This is a big sale Friday level deal. Wow. Use code McAfee, M-C-A-F-E-E, for 25% off any pair of shades at ShadyRays.com. You can get a quality, polarized pair of sunglasses that look damn good for as low as $36.
Jeez.
Yeah, wow. And remember that warranty. Lost or broken, they will be replaced. Redeem only at ShadyRays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades. They also have the blue hue things.
Love those.
Hey,
Those are clutch.
They are clutch.
Super clutch.
They're clutch. Zito, what's the update on your poll just before we get out of here? Hammered Don's in like 31 minutes. I got to do all my research, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Poll today was who's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. We had the other tab. There's a lot of quarterbacks down there. The one that keeps popping up is Mitch Trubisky for some reason. And then third is Aaron Rodgers at 29.5%. Patrick Mahomes at 31.5%. And Russell Wilson, 33.7%. You're right. They did wake up.
Okay, so the wake-up ballots for Russell Wilson came in from Seattle.
Yeah.
And if you look...
Yeah. Zoom in.
Let's go to the map.
2016.
Oh, yeah.
Pornhub. Out of there. Yeah, so there's probably still another 15, 20,000 votes coming from Seattle there.
Son of a bitch. Oh, there goes that county.
Yeah. 2016, it didn't.
It checks out.
They reported late.
Checks out.
It's interesting because if you look at
the denominator.
No. Yeah, right here you see.
There it is.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking Russell Wilson
That's
fans.
the discrepancy right there. Yep.
Big county.
That county leans Russell Wilson.
Well, they all have Lisa mattresses. They sleep good.
Yeah.
That's right.
They are just now waking up. You see.
A lot of Oregon votes too, probably.
Yeah, and they've been up for a long time.
They've
been up since election day.
Check them out, Mom.
Legally, by the way.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. How's that going to work out?
No idea.
We'll find out.
So many people are going to have problems.
And I assume that they think if you don't, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how that's going to go because literally, like we talked about, I guess it's Portugal, and there's also somewhere in Europe over there. Those countries all have like to get it. You can't just jog into that. Like it's like, you know what I mean. It's hard to get in there. I wonder with Oregon how you can. I'm intrigued by how this is all going to pan out.
I wonder if they just make.
What if it works? By the way,
It
might.
What if it works?
Well, if they just make it so expensive nobody can get it.
Well, no, it's not. You can't
the
buy
issue
it.
with that is, it's just decriminalized. You don't get in trouble if you have it.
It's not going to be meth stores.
Well, I'm assuming the price of meth just went up over there.
It would go down, right?
Oh, because now they're not going to get in trouble.
Probably a lot of demand, not as much supply, right?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be the opposite.
But then they're hoping though that it's actually the
It's like the drinking age in Europe. Like if you can do it, they don't really care that much.
Yeah, but the issue with the drinking age in Europe, if we were to do that, is you have to get through that first generation of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like in Europe, it's just like a maintained thing, like blah, blah, blah. A rule changing to that type of rule, there's going to be some speed bumps on the road to smooth this or that thing.
Yeah.
Probably a 10, 20 years or a generational thing.
So should we buy stock in meth?
I don't know.
What is meth stock going for right now?
It's skyrocketing.
Yeah.
It's an all-time high.
The back room just said, good time to be a dentist in Oregon, but you know what I mean? Because the meth thing, before meth, post
They do love going to the dentist.
Yeah, that's a big thing they do. If you get on meth, you're like, you know what?
I'm going to get a clean
Schedule that goddamn dentist.
Better go get these chiclets worked on.
Hey, there's some photos of people that are like super attractive human beings, and then for whatever reason, they just get into the meth game, and then it's pretty quick. I think it's like 6 months later, this entire person looks like they got hit in the face with a baseball bat.
Yeah, you like immediately start growing boils on your face when you do meth. At least that from those before and after pictures. That's what it seems like.
Do you think they just got sick of arresting people with meth? Like that's what it was? They're like, hey, we're wasting a lot of money on people that are being arrested for meth. Is that why they made the rule that?
Probably. And I would have guessed that like a meth sentence would keep him in prison for a little bit longer than just like weed or something like that.
I don't know how it works. I'm eager to see how this plays out, though.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
find out.
Story to follow.
And we'll keep an eye on it right here at the Pat McAfee Show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hammer Dons in 27 minutes. We'll go through a bunch of gambling thingies. The Russell Wilson crowd has taken over the poll of Zito.
Bastards.
This week is wrapping up. Not a lot of sleep this week. You know what I mean? So I kind of realized about me here in this last hour. I started, while somebody was talking on the phone, I found myself like drifting out of caring quicker.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I was like, why am I not paying attention as much as I usually do? And I started thinking back to like the whole week, and I was like, oh, I'm running on like 6 hours of sleep this week. Oh,
that makes sense.
That'll get you.
Yeah.
That'll get you. But then that second wind hits. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, let's go to work. All right. Hammer Don's happening in 26 minutes. I'm probably going to do some cardio, get the blood flowing.
Let's go.
Because I do have to give up this pinky ring in this episode. I'm not pumped. I'm not pumped about it.
I mean, you'll get it back. Just get it back.
I'm defeating it.
Week 9, baby.
Yeah, I am wondering that if the picks were counted, all the picks that were counted.
I want to
back.
Should I potentially sue
Mitt?
Mitt, Diggs, Gumpy,
Don't
Lombardi?
drag me
Yeah.
into
We
this.
don't.
Listen,
Mitt-
you're going to have to pry this goddamn ring off of my finger. You hear me? No, I won't. Because I respect the show.
That's very nice.
I respect the show.
Wow.
Look at you.
We're all winners here.
We are all winners.
We're all winners here.
And if you get to wear this ring right here, it's a sign of honor in the hammered down road, isn't it?
That.
You earned this ring.
True.
Not many people wearing that ring.
Only one, my friend.
Only one.
Literally. Well, now it's a little bit
Not yet.
two.
3:30.
But he actually doesn't even have the ring.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, it's in the mail.
It's on the way.
There will be a time where it is in flux on nobody's wearing the ring, and heavy is the finger that wears the ring. Anyways, that's why when I cut a promo, you know, it's with the right hand so everybody can see the hammered Don ring. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Now, next week, if I'm on NXT, not 100% sure if I'm going to go down or not. If I don't have this ring, what do I do? Oh, I just got to wear another one.
Yeah, you have different ones.
You have your other one.
Yeah, but boy, look at this one.
That one's
though.
so nice.
I mean, this one is a nice one.
Isn't there a Survivor Pool ring as well?
Yeah, it's right here.
And there's only 3 teams left, so you might have the Survivor Pool ring come
Oh,
on.
I might win now for this week. I might have another. What if I
happens if you
get
have 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God! I'll be tossing that.
Mike A,
I'll
Mike
be
B.
Tyson that. I'll tell you what. Fuck you. Boom. Pow. You know, it's time for me to give this thing up. Anyways.
No.
No, not yet.
It is. It's gotten to the point where it is a bit uncomfortable.
You have 25 minutes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know, it is quite an honor, but it is a bit thick, and sometimes you can't even bend your finger.
Ready to give your pinky a little rest. A little bit.
I am ready. All right, that's the show. Have a great weekend. Hammer Dons in 24 minutes, Football 101 and Gambling Show. And then other than that, I'll be on College Game Day tomorrow, I think, giving out my picks.
Always the best.
I think, you know, people don't love it. Some people do not love my pick segment.
Fuck them.
They might have got laid off.
Jeez.
I mean, that going into the weekend, that was not necessary.
Oh, my.
I didn't do it.
Talk
They
about
should stop writing stories about it. They don't want people to talk
while
about
they're
it.
down.
That is an absolute scumbag.
Jesus. How do you sleep at night?
You know what? We're going to review
On a
all.
pillow.
Hey, we're going to review all of your actions from this week.
It's been quite a week.
Laundry list.
You know what we're going to do? You and me are going to have a little sit down in front of a fucking dry erase board. You know what I do in front of a dry erase board with somebody whenever I'm asking them questions?
No.
It is go time.
It's not good.
Yeah, well, Foxy's been on the receiving end of it. Zito's been on the receiving end of it, I do believe. It seems like now is the time for you to be here on the receiving end of me and a dry erase board to kind of properly display your actions from the week so that you can see it, you know?
You just ruined your weekend, my friend.
him.
I'll tell you what, Connor. There's some moments. Whenever you see this one start happening, know that
that one's scary, and this one side to side. That's a scary one.
Oh, the connector.
I love it. That's one of my favorite things about being in a position of power. You know, is whenever I have to point something out to somebody. You know, there's a way you could do it. I assume old school way people do it. My preferred method is to make sure that there is zero doubt that what had happened was, you see, was a problem.
Well, actually.
And it is, and my entire wall in my office is a dry erase board. Like I actually have the thing, it's 15 feet high, probably, I don't know, 20 feet wide or whatever. All dry erase board, and boy, when I start drawing the lines to connect the dots, it's like that conspiracy theory thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I get into a zone like I'm fucking Stephen Kornacki. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I feel like one of those potentially should be coming for how you've treated people that watch the show this week.
Well, you know, if we're gonna do it to me, we might as well bring in DraftKings and do it to them too.
Oh my god.
Bug on. It's all alleged, dude, for them. But
For now.
Hey, by the way, pretty fucked up what was going on.
Yeah. Very.
Which is, by the way, very thankful why we're with FanDuel.
Hell yeah.
Shout out FanDuel.
We've always said this, FanDuel, good people.
Yep.
Good people.
Clean.
Not because sports gambling a long time, shady, seedy operation or whatever. Trying to change that. Now, whenever stories come out like this, people getting, I don't know. It's all alleged.
We'll see.
We can't get into it. But that'll be a part, what you just did there, by the way, throwing that onto the air, that'll be a part, that'll probably be added into here.
Okay.
And there'll probably be a couple of dollar signs below that for like business-wise, what we potentially could have just fucked ourselves over with there. You know
I don't think we fucked them over.
They
fucked them over.
That's a show. Okay, that's a show. Hammer Downs in 20 minutes. Have the best weekend of your life. We appreciate the hell out of you. Cheers.